Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Video Game Collectors Podcast. I am Matt Rose. With me, as always, is Josh Byerly. And today, instead of a menage a trois, we have a menage a quatre, I believe. And we
Four bros.
the point is we have two guests instead of one. Let's just make it simple. We got Andrew and Pieter today. Welcome, guys. Super glad to have you back.
Super glad to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Thanks for bringing us together.
Yeah, and it was a great idea. I don't know who first came up with it, but I'm sure they're going to show us some fun stuff. Excited to get them both together. I don't think you guys have met like kind of semi face to face like this before, right? It was just all internet chat for years and years.
Yep, that's
I guess
it.
Collector Bros.
This is like a Zoom date.
It's like
It's a Zoom date.
my online friends.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think a lot of people probably experience that when the NA days early on with the NA campouts, seeing people face to face. And you see that if you connect on the internet on a certain level, you do connect, I think, in person as well, right? I mean, if I think of the NA, like the NA Expo was also something that happened around 2008, right? And a lot of people, I think, remained got even closer through those events. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And, I met so many people from the internet at shows like Portland and, just past it, and we all met up at shows and now we're good friends. So
that's a pity when I'm all the way in Europe, most of the good stuff happens in the US. So
I don't know, man.
You'll be here soon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So tell us a little bit about that, Pieter. You're going to be coming back stateside for a while.
Yeah. So I guess I can be a little bit open about it. I don't know how open I should be on air, but I'll be heading to North Carolina, and it's actually kind of funny because there were two potential opportunities, let's put it that way, and it was either going to be in North Carolina or it was going to be in Florida, and I just couldn't miss making the connection between the hotspots where some of the big, I think, buying power has been in recent years in the collecting, in the NES collecting world, and surprisingly, I'll be heading close to two of those hotspots. Potentially I was going to be heading to one of those two, and I'm heading to North Carolina. Not that there's any implications from that, but it was just a funny correlation, I thought, to pick up on. But I'll be heading to the end of this summer, relocating, and a lot of work on the horizon. So it's a very tight timeline, a lot of stuff to do. And, as a collector, you invest a lot of time in not just the collecting, but also, displaying things and organizing it. And that all has to kind of go into chaos for a while. So it'll be an interesting challenge, I think, as a collector to learn how to deal with that, right? And also make a game plan for what happens to the collection. So I'm not planning on selling it. I'm not planning on getting rid of it, but there's a lot of risk involved in an intercontinental move. And with a collection, when you move somewhere and let's say there's a relocation service that takes care of a lot of stuff, a lot of the logistics, it's easy to think, okay, well, they can handle it all. But in the fine print, you have to deal with the customs. And there are lots of things you're not allowed to import, even as household goods, right? And if you have something like that in your collection, for instance, it might lead to problems. And so it's really good to do your due diligence, I think, beforehand and make sure that you don't run into any surprises. And so for me, the timeline to relocate is too tight to make that happen on the short term. So I have to, I shouldn't say this out loud, but I don't have a fixed idea yet on how I'm going to handle it. I have a few different avenues in my mind, and I'm just going to see which one works out in the end. But I'll be away from my collection for a while. Yeah.
Just ship it to me. I'll watch it.
We'll be your like pack mule.
You'll get a few shipping containers. Sorry, Andrew. Yeah.
So we'll be your pack mules. We'll just come over and bring big suitcases. Where all the little vials of cleaning that keep getting hit by customs.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's really
great.
cool.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. Yeah, that would kind of make my skin crawl a little bit if I had to be in that position of moving across. I even remember when we had moved, when my dad was stationed in the Navy, and our last move was taken care of by personnel that the Navy would hire. And I'll never forget, man, our Star Wars trilogy VHS set went missing, and I was so mad.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. I've had two intercontinental moves before with my family, and one was really horrible, where the movers stole a lot of our items. That was actually heading to the States, to the US from Europe. But then coming from the US back to Europe, the movers were phenomenal. So, you know, my original collection from being a small kid, all of that remained, all my sealed stuff remained in pristine condition thanks to those movers. I mean, they were really good. So it's like any human that you interact with, right? There's a bit of a luck of the draw, I think, in who handles your goods and what their protocols are. But doing all that research to make sure that you have somebody, because with a collection, especially with my collection, I think with any of your collections too, or any collector's collection, you know, there's a lot of value, sentimental value, historical value, and you just don't want to take any risk of it getting destroyed in any way. And yeah. So I think it'll be a while.
How far are you from Amsterdam?
About two hours.
Okay. Is that hard in Europe, getting, say, your collection to a different country in Europe, or is that easy? Would that be something like not a big deal?
Not a big deal at all. No.
Okay.
No.
So it'd be like us going state to state, essentially. Maybe
yeah, I think it depends a little bit. So we have a free trade agreements. I mean, the movement of goods is no problem. When you relocate, and if you have a collection of considerable value, and if there is a sale impending and there's capital gains to be made in that sense, then countries would like their fiscal system they might want to get taxes on that. So then when you're crossing borders, there might be some question of, I think then you have to look in the fine print to make sure you're not ignoring any laws there. But generally speaking, I think you can just move it. The borders are completely open.
Really cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Too Many Games is in October in Philly. So I imagine I'll be seeing you.
When is it in October? Because I've got a couple of things already planned.
I can't remember the weekend, but you're going to cancel those things and you're going to come to Too Many Games. That's what you're going to do. So, we'll figure it out.
I've registered it. I'll have a look. Actually, we can Google it right now.
See what it is. I know. I was like, do I need to pencil this in? I don't know. October's getting.
You're not allowed.
Fine. I don't even play games, guys.
You don't?
They don't sell paper at these, Andrew.
Nobody does anymore, man.
You know what I'm really bummed about? I was in New York at the New York Comic Con when Wata was just, I think one of the first conventions. And I found out the day after, and I had the day of the, one of the days of the Comic Con, I had completely free. And I was roaming around, and I was thinking to myself the day after, why didn't I know? I would have gone and met some people.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. Okay, it's October 8 to 10. I have to check because I might be in Chicago then.
Let's see. I mean, it'll
okay,
be nice
I'll
to
see
be
you there.
On the East
I'll
Coast,
see you there.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I've always been surprised on how many times that I've sold things online and I send it to Florida. I mean, I swear, every collector in the U.S. is in Florida right now.
I think the Tampa Bay region, right? Around that area.
Yep.
A lot of. That's where I was almost heading to.
There's probably some good opportunity. You never know.
I don't know. It's Florida. It's a Swiss cheese state, man. Sinkholes everywhere.
Sinkholes.
Don't trust it.
That'll be underwater, yeah. No,
all right.
Good for me.
So what are we talking about today? What do you guys got?
The world is your oyster, gentlemen.
It is.
Okay. Show me something cool, Andrew.
Okay. Goddamn. You knew I
Tell
was
us all
not
about
ready. All right, let's see. How about let's go with
See, I love he can get up from his desk and walk away and still talk, and we can hear him. He's just over there mumbling. It's nice.
yeah. I'm thinking really hard. Well, it's funny because I always think about something that I want to show, and then I can never find it on the spot. Okay,
Well
so
organized.
this is a nice shiny book, a little black book, and what I believe is that this is an old, some people call it the NMI, Nintendo Merchandisers. Oh, I gotta prove that. Meeting. So this is from, can you see this pretty well? Yeah. So this is from, I believe it's in Florida.
Is that Tomorrowland? It says up there.
I believe,
Wow.
yeah, this is from Tomorrowland. So it's like the kind of conference that they did. And then this is kind of the old M&I services catalog handbook type thing. It's got some great photos. You can kind of see here pretty well. Sorry, I'll check myself in my other view.
No, it looks great on this end.
And so it just kind of goes over key responsibilities of the people that were in the merchandising world for Nintendo. Cleaning and dusting is part of your duty, just in case you were wondering.
Wow.
You got to make that stuff look good.
So these were the guys that were behind many of the displays, right?
Mm-hmm. Or setting them up or maintaining them, right? So it's kind of going over. You can see the I'm guessing it's like a regional manager, right?
Man, wow! I would cover those names up.
It's all
After this,
Yeah, put a black bar over that.
All right.
we're going to be calling them after.
Shit.
I'll be editing that later.
Dang, dude.
Larry
Yeah, so this
Bartowski, Fred Meyer.
Yeah, good luck. So this is just, it goes through like every store, what they're doing, and so these are essentially like, let's see if this is going to be tricky with my lighting, but it goes in through everything from like the call type, what type of store it is, how many outlets, essentially how many stores are targeted, how long they're on the phone for with each store.
Do I see Sega and Sony as well? That's interesting, right? On the right.
So this is going to, what it shows like what type of Sega service is there, Sony service, and then kind of internal comments. So it's a pretty weird. It's got their mission statement in here. And I'm trying to remember when I got this. I think this was just kind of a random pull back. It'd probably be like the teen 2000s, but just a really fun book. It's, it's got a nice quality to it, and just goes through like pitching to merchandisers for their event, and it's just I found it pretty interesting overall.
That's really cool. I really want to look at that.
Yeah, I can send it to you for a little bit if you want to check it out.
Let's do a magazine exchange.
Cool.
That's awesome.
So
now I'm curious. It said the NES merchandising, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nintendo merchandising.
Like Nintendo merchandising, like is it Incorporated, I believe?
But I mean, the previous picture, was that, I didn't see it for a second, but I think it said NES, right? Not NMI?
Yep. Specifically NES.
Yeah, so this must be
132 plan.
So is this is NES era? Do you know what year this is from?
That is a good question. It's revised 95. on
95.
the page right here. Oh, you can't.
Then it's
It's because the name isn't Nintendo Merchandising Inc. Their name is NES Merchandising Inc. So
Yeah.
it's some third party. That's
Nintendo
probably
Entertainment System. Which you will sadly note in this that no coverage.
How about Oregon? What
Look
do we
at
got in
this
Oregon?
giant gap. They just like screw these guys.
I can see Wyoming not getting it and South Dakota.
Yeah, like there's nothing in the Dakotas.
Mm-hmm.
You would think they would need it just because they got nothing else to do.
I'd be more
Talking about-
surprised that like Boise, I'm surprised Idaho didn't. There was that seller on eBay from Idaho that had just a bunch of quality stuff. Do you remember that guy? It's like
JP Rex.
JP Rex, yeah.
Yeah, he passed away.
Ooh.
Oh, did he?
He's
Okay.
a old collector. He'd been around a long time.
I always
His
remember
father
him.
collected games with him, and they had a crazy collection. And then I bought a bunch of Satch and stuff from him in 2019, and I think in 2020 sometime he passed away, unfortunately.
Oh,
So.
so that's pretty recent. Yeah. Yeah, I always
Yeah.
remember he had some insanely nice sealed, a bunch of everything.
He collected everything. Him and his father collected everything, and he was slowly selling off his whole collection.
Was he on
Yeah,
Nintendo?
JP Rex was on Nintendo Age.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah,
like JP-Rex was his name.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember I got a really nice like Rhino Rumble sealed for Game Boy Color from him when I went for that set. Yeah, so this kind of gets pretty in depth of like how to do your job,
Wow.
which I always enjoy.
So one
This
thing
is
I've always
mostly, I gotta say, like one of my like personal lows of why I get paper is like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like they're just like it's like little icon work, and I always try to just take pictures of that for the website that I'll hopefully maybe one day build. Peter knows my dreams there, but man, I need to start a Kickstarter for that or something.
No, you just need to get a kick in the ass and do it.
I just got a glass in that had that image on there. I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's like a little
Mario football.
Mario. Yeah, it's like the worst angle. Sorry.
So those images of Mario and whatnot. Nintendo every year they'd send out files of approved Nintendo imagery that certain places like say for instance ALS Industries or RDS, the places that made all the carrying bags and the old Nintendo holders, they'd send them to their third party licensees, and they would say you can use this imagery for 2000 whatever or 1994, and so I'm sure that's like clip art files or something that they could use back then. So
here you see it, but I can put it under the.
Yeah, and so you have that glass, right? You're showing there. Yeah, that's cool. Whoever the third-party company was who made that glass, it's probably from the same era, 94 Super Mario World.
Yeah, this is 1993 copyright 93. The glass. Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that is the image. Yeah, because I always think about those old.
Yeah, it's usually like clip art, just old like these are Nintendo approved images that our licensees can use.
I realized that some months ago when I started really going into pin collecting, because when you look on eBay, it looks like, okay, you've got these 10 typical 1988 made in Taiwan Nintendo of America pins. But when you start buying them, you notice they're all slightly different shapes, sizes, slightly different coloring, etc. So they're all based off of the same base file, as you say, Josh. Probably lots of different manufacturers around the world were sent these files. Say, hey, if you're going to produce pins for your local market, use these files. But they're actually coming from different companies. And now that I've been finding more and more with the original packaging, I notice there are so many different manufacturers and producers of pins around the world.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff, actually.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what I do know from buying out one of these third-party license companies in the past for carrying cases and whatnot, And some of those places would have those files similar to this type of internal document Andrew has, and they would save like the licenses you could use, the files you could use that year for the imagery on the product that they're going to try to sell. But many times, a lot of their prototype or one-off items, they would just grab random imagery and put on their cases or whatever to go and promote, like, hey, Nintendo, we're going to design this thing first and show you. And so I got some one-off things like that with totally unapproved images of Mario and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Not inappropriate, but unapproved.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all really neat stuff. Internal workings of
I shared this with Andrew some months ago, but in Europe it seems that some of the licensing was a little bit more lax than in the US with Nintendo. And one thing that comes to mind when you said about different imagery and stuff, I have a puzzle from France that has Bowser on it, and they literally call him Dragon. And they make him, instead of. I thought that's quite unique,
Yeah.
And it's an officially licensed, of course, item, but yeah.
Bad translation, sounds like. No.
That could be.
Possibly, yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know. That is interesting, though. I imagine Nintendo of Europe was handling that sort of thing, and being so far away from Nintendo of America, which they kind of went that progression, Japan, North America, Europe, and so being far away, 3 removed from Japan, they're going to be doing whatever they want in some respects.
I got another maybe fun tidbit, and I could even potentially show it. But
yeah, grab it.
There is, the Bonkers, Conker's Fur Day. Sorry, it's early in the morning here. The press kit with the condom in there. That's a bit, rated mature.
Yep.
Well, I have a official conference pack from a German Nintendo conference, and it has a Nintendo branded condom in there that's from Nintendo directly for the employees, and it's part of a survivor kit. So they give you the tips on how to come to the conference with your excuses ready. So a sheet of excuses, like, oh, I had Mario in the hotel room last night or something like this. And then they give you aspirin, they give you espresso in there, they give you a condom in there. And this is
they didn't make it. They could have called it just the tip sheet.
Yeah, just the tip sheet. And it's just like the Nintendo logo, the long ways, for
just
sure.
The tip sheet. We should be in marketing, you guys.
Different time, I know. I do come up from a communications background. I'll take it on.
I have journalism background too, Andrew. We should do this.
Perfect. Hey,
Let's do it.
So, yeah, so this would be my first kind of random grab off the shelf. And it gets, this like straight up, we're getting into like every question that they're asked.
I like that addictive part you were on earlier. Yeah, and then they got into like how aggression goes down if you play in pairs. It's almost like they're just. I'm like, really? Based on what study?
I know. Well, that's why it's just like it
usually goes up.
Yeah, I was thinking that's where you start punching people.
Mob mentality.
Evidence. Yeah, right. If you're playing, I can't tell you how many times I almost throw a controller at the person I'm playing against. But it's interesting that they were looking at that early on, but
that's hilarious.
Yeah, so this is a pretty substantial book. Comes with forms in the back.
Wow,
man,
that's awesome.
Essentially, just like all kinds of like carbon copies here of performance summaries.
Holy cow!
All just it essentially was just a new book that.
When I see this page right here, Andrew, if I'm not mistaken, it's got the M numbers on the left, right? On the very left of the. Or was that a different page earlier? Probably a different one.
So it was probably, let's see, National Training, New Hire Appraisal.
Well, it makes me just wonder, I know that Bunny Boy, obviously Retro USB, Brian, he had made this list, right? This thread on Nintendo Age tracking all the different display items with the M codes.
Oh, right. I think I kept that thread actually.
And that's something that I think would be such a nice project for a website or something to really go into greater detail on what exists, and especially what made it also to Europe, because we have display items in Europe that are unique, but as far as I know, I always assumed they didn't have an M number, but I recently found one that did, but which I can maybe show in a bit. But most of the ones in Europe have the M number. Yeah. Most of them come from the US.
Yeah, did I? So kind of before the ship went down, I did try to save some threads, and I think I might have saved that one in particular, just because.
Don't worry, I saved all the Hong Kong game cartridge incorporated images that were on Nintendo Age.
Oh, nice. From the database, or?
Yeah, I just went in there like one day and I just saved all the images.
Yeah, I've got it here. I can send it to you too, Peter, if you want. But I saved that M series data collection as a website.
Nice.
That's cool.
One of the few. I do wish I saved more, but yeah, that would definitely be a pretty cool project to take on. I'll put it on my backlog list of that.
Make a thread on NintendoAge.net. Come on, guys.
I guess I could do that. Yeah, all the pictures are here. Can I host images on that thing?
Sure.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out yourself, though.
Yeah, we're kind of winging it right now.
Yeah.
See, and then here you go. Yep. So this would be
nice.
This is the internal newsletter. This was theirs.
Damn.
And
have you seen any other issues?
Yes, there are a decent amount of these out there.
There's some on eBay, but they're quite expensive, I think.
Yeah, people want a lot of money for these, and I try to talk them down, but it's a straight high quality print.
The ones I've seen have been in regular recycled paper, not as colorful and nice as this one.
So there's the network news, which is that's what Center newsletter, right? And then these Nintendo news, which are the more the internal to the M&I people, and it's kind of hard because it is on the back side here. But these, I would like to get more of these, but like Peter was saying, they got pretty expensive from the people that do have them. So every once in a while, I think I've got a couple I could share. But yeah, so pretty much everything you need right here. I mean, it's a pretty fun book, and I don't know if you noticed while I was panning through, but a lot of the pages have good, this will go upside down so I can get it, but this is a watermark of Mario coloring the sidewalk chalk of himself. Just
that's
random
great
stuff, it's
very cool. Yeah,
that's what I really like about these old, just a lot of them. Or if you look on the back of the Super Mario Brothers Inside Out guides that came in the early Nintendo Powers, and it's Mario taking a bath, scrubbing his back. Ever seen that image? Just such a great photo, and I don't know where they come from originally. It'd be a good question for Steven, probably.
But I want to buy one of those. I want one of those catalogs, those books, Andrew.
Yeah, because I've got this guy, and then I've got the the hiring book of policies. So when you became an employee for Nintendo, they'd give you a similar book to this, but it was all of your company rules and regulations.
I think I've seen that one.
It was on Metal Jesus Rocks.
Maybe that's where. Yeah.
He had it with a game counselor binder, and I ended up buying it. Oh, my bad. It wasn't a book. I thought it was a bounded book, but it's just this is what I'm talking about here. So it's your regulations and employment policies. Yeah. So it's from '89.
Wow, nice.
So and it's probably a couple 100 pages long, but everything from travel, sexual harassment, secrecy agreement, all kinds of stuff in there, but just a three ring binder, kind of showcasing stuff. This is the sexual harassment one that I think I featured this on another, like an old post on NA or something, but so
Howard
really
Lincoln
cool book.
is responsible for ensuring the implementation of this policy,
That's
not
right.
me,
Yep.
not the president.
One guy.
You notice it says repeated, so one time is okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Josh, you keep your mouth shut.
I didn't even catch that. That's funny.
But yeah.
Andrew, they're coming for your documents.
Hey man, this is why I live in like a drier state. I can't go to Florida. It's too wet. I mean, that is the beauty about living here, is that the climate is pretty nice. It's just part of the table of contents you can see. Pretty much, where you
What's
park.
the employee secrecy agreement?
Job opening.
I don't know if am I going to get sued?
No, yeah, let's not read those.
I actually have it right here.
No, don't show it.
I highly doubt they're gonna watch this.
It's page 69, dude.
We have
Oh, yeah, baby.
There's my first time. There's my one-off. I'm done.
Is that the sexual harassment policy?
No.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Secrecy agreement.
You would think that the harassment policy is 68.
I bet they did that on purpose.
Somebody messed that up.
No, they probably got it right. It was probably on page 69. Like, we can't have this on page 69.
Whoa. Who proofed this? So this is, it's straight like trade secret stuff. I can't get it all in just with the way my camera setup is, but it gives you an idea. But they're obviously pretty serious about this back in the day.
As they should be. It's funny. Everybody's head's like this on the camera.
I know.
They're trying to read it.
And I just go off screen if I'm trying to read.
Yeah.
So
really
another cool book. Like I said, this one I first saw on Metal Jesus Rocks. He had this in a game counselor binder that had actually went up on eBay, and I won years ago. And the guy was in Seattle, and he was the roommate to like a bunch of game counselors, and like they just left all their stuff and like moved out. He's like just started selling it off, and I kept buying individual maps and binders from them. So
Is there any
good little treasure trove?
Has there ever been a list found of all the game counselors at any given point in time, and was there a particular peak? Like, do you have information on this out of curiosity? How many there were?
As far as like the quantity of counselors?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can show you something to that actually. It's more than you think. I'm trying to think if I might picture it to you randomly, Josh, but give me a second. I gotta put this back away so don't leave like a whirlwind of paper everywhere in my office for the next day. I'm gonna be more responsible. So in the I'll grab them both, but I think it's in the 1988 media kit.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here.
That's awesome.
I used to have that exact binder, but nothing inside it.
Oh dang! There was.
I think I gave it to Ferris Bueller.
Oh, you did? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I went through with Steven and Christian, and we made a list of every map that we had as from game counselors, and we got pretty far. I don't have a conducive list of everything that was available as far as the map side, but let's see, I'm going to pull it up on a side screen here just to describe it. But between the three of us, we came up with, whoops. Come on, computer. Yeah, we made it to 133 different kind of games covered between N64, which there are only a couple that I have, and then Super Game Boy and original NES. So it's a pretty crazy list. I mean, we have about, it looks like 87 original NES games covered through the maps that I've kind of shown before, printouts and stuff like that. But
Very
so
cool.
what was interesting about this, I think it's this one. If not, I'll have to change. I think I've shown some of these photos on earlier ones too. Yeah, those are interesting. So in here, they went over a little bit about the background. And unfortunately, there was one of these specific years that was available on eBay for months and months and months, and then it finally sold for about, I think it was like 600 at the time. It might be a little tricky to just find this randomly, but this is like, I really like there's different versions of these. So they really love this clip art in the background here, because I have this as separate binders in the tab, and then I also have it as like a cover for another binder that I have that I found randomly that was empty, but I don't know whatever went into it. But like a straight up Game Boy has always been like my number one growing up as a kid. But
It's excellent.
so let me get to what I was thinking here. So it starts talking about the growth of the industry. Hold on, hold please.
Yeah. Jeff Goldblum came flying in my room a second ago. Holy shit.
What is it?
Big ass fly in here.
Oh my gosh.
I wish it might be in the other one too, so I don't want to get your hopes up too. More than 6,000 World Nintendo retailers nationwide.
Wow.
More than 300 licensed products display Mario's likeness, representing 200 million in annual sales. Which some of the numbers that come out of these books is just crazy. I'm going to go off camera here a little bit so you guys can read this too. What I found weird about what I'm trying to find to show you is they talked about like they would get just like thousands of letters every week from kids writing in, asking about games or wanting more information, and they really like took the time to answer everybody's letter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is with the NWC. Tower Fest. This is the like 89, 90 time period coming out. Yeah, this is from June 90.
That's awesome.
So this might take me a second. Yeah, on a side banter. But it's pretty, I mean, these guys were just kings of the world back then, you know? Nope. Sorry, I'm going to scroll pretty quickly. Yeah, I think it's in the other one, so I might be wasting your time here. But anyways, I want to say the number that was coming to mind, Peter, was like they had hundreds and hundreds of counselors,
Okay.
including this guy, handsome man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Excited
cool.
for that book that's going to come out sometime soon. Howard.
Howard's releasing a book.
Yeah, there was a Kickstarter with Howard and then another gentleman, and they're doing a book release. I think of like Howard's time with Nintendo.
And did you provide him with that photo for the book, or?
I don't know if that photo made it to the book or not. Yeah, this is going into like biography. Yeah, the life.
Day in the life
of Howard Phillips, Nintendo's Game Master. Yeah, so where is it? 15-mile commute. Yeah, it really is like a day in the life. I mean, could you imagine his life? Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time outside of the office traveling to video game arcades. Sounds nice.
That's a big ass fly in my room. I'm sorry, man. It's disgusting. Sorry to ignore this for a second.
No, you're good. It's okay.
It's a healthy fly. I'll say that.
Grab a sealed game and swat him down.
Oh man,
Some sports title, you're fine.
it's like when they're really big, right? And they just kind of slow and flying.
Mhm.
Sorry, guys. It just keeps buzzing by my face.
I have
Because the
this.
rest of my house is dark and this room is light, so it's like I'm coming in here.
I have this
Fucking
aptly
lies.
named swatter that is, one of these electrocuting ones, and it's called the Executioner.
Execution.
Because it's extremely strong, so even the big fly is dead.
Big flies.
Yeah.
Well, here we're getting into some like hard numbers here, but
150 game counselors.
yeah, there you go. So 150 game counselors answer 50,000 calls
Wow.
per week.
Oh, man, that's a
That
lot.
sounds like a shitty job.
Customer service, nearly 100,000 calls weekly.
Oh my god.
10,000 letters. Okay, so my numbers were flopped.
Wait.
What was it?
No, wait. So, customer
10,000
service answers 100,000, 50,000 in the game counselor. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they get over 30 correspondents respond to 10,000 letters weekly.
That's
That's
insane.
It's insane. But I mean, that was right the time back then. It was people were writing, and if you were local to Washington, you'd probably be more open to calling without charging up your phone.
Yo, so if 150 gameplay counselors are answering that many calls a week, that's 330 calls per counselor per week. If all 150 are there each week, that's almost 8.5 calls a day. Each person's talking.
Can you imagine? And at like $3 a minute in 1990 money.
Holy shit. That was a cash cow, man.
Dude, I mean, that's why they like, well, when I was taking photos of my first kind of Nintendo Power issues and looking at some of the prizes that you could win just by like filling out the players pool, I mean, they were sending kids to movie sets. They were like just all out, putting them in commercials. Like it's crazy, but they had the money to spend. I mean,
That's
some
really
of the numbers, if you kind of go back to here, right, it's like sales for industry, retail sales, 1986, 400 million. 1987, Nintendo of America and licensees sold $830 million. Retail. That's not
Hey guys,
even.
I'll be back in a minute. Keep going. Okay.
Sure.
And I wonder if this is probably not at its peak, right? It is 1989.
Yeah, so this is like 89, so then they're projecting
Because
so it moves to so like this moves to billions of dollars. So like they're projecting 4.1 billion.
Yeah, and at the bottom it mentions Nintendo having 80% market share, which I think then was impacted by the Genesis, right?
Right, when they started,
maybe
they
a
came
year or
out
two
in
later.
because they came out in, I want to say 91. Oh, my dog's coming. I can hear him. If you see a big dog, I'm sorry. I was just wondering who these people are talking. But it was a pretty crazy. This is the one, I think, Peter, I showed this photo to you, but this was the one where they actually talked about the hands-free controller.
Oh, nice.
With the press kit, and then the kind of infamous photo of that
That's
you
awesome.
see on the flyer. And there's not too much out there on this, but
that's awesome.
There he is. Almost.
I'm still looking for the prototype that is shown in one of the Fun Club News ones, the black unit. It must exist.
I don't know, but maybe he's got it.
Yeah.
Whoever this kid is. That was part of his contract. And then there was another photo. I think it's in the other. Yeah. So this kind of keeps going, and it's pretty amazing. This is in millions. So they sold. Zelda had 2.8 million units sold. I think this is to date. So this would be 87, 88, 89.
18.7 million.
Super Mario Bros. Yeah.
But I imagine, Matt, that this probably includes Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers and World Class Track Meet, and these kind of combo cartridges too, right? I would imagine.
I would think so. 18.7 million straight copies, not including the pack-ins, would be pretty incredible. I mean, you just look at these and you're just like, what?
Wow.
But this is interesting, right? I see here 56 licensees contribute to over 200 games, and then in another page it said 600 licensed products, which means when they were at only 200 games, they already had 400 non-game licensed products.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I think of like the shoe sneaker lace holders,
exactly.
The toothbrushes, the ceiling fans, the clocks. I mean,
it's
I have
crazy.
all those would be older. Yeah, because I think my oldest, the power supply catalogs didn't start coming around till later too. So all of that merchandise, was still different.
Yeah. That started, I think, in 1993 or something, right?
92, I believe, is right. Yeah, I think the earliest one, depending on how you look at it, there's a 1988, which was the back of the poster of issue 3 or 4, I believe, and that was like the first kind of gift catalog you could see in the issues, and then they really started cranking them out. Yeah, 93. There was some kind of like 1990 had one. I'm just referencing them. I'm working with people in and out that kind of come to me when they find threads that I've made, and we've almost got through. We got 1, 2, 3. I got 5 left to scan in, and then we'll release those to the public of all the superpower.
Oh, that's awesome.
Catalogs. So it's helped solve some questions for a lot of people too. But
yeah.
So this to me just, it blows my mind of how big this was. See, but that's like only 145 merchandising teams, more than 7,000 visits monthly to Nintendo retailers. I mean, they were grinding.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Nintendo Power, circulation 1.5 million at the time. So it was, they were a machine, just cranking stuff out. So, and then it goes, this is just like a nice little background of video games, just referencing Pong.
High tech.
Forward to Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, yeah.
I love how every time, you're talking about the next generation, it's always the high-tech visuals, every year.
Yeah, we grew leaps and bounds. I mean, I remember people would go crazy over N64
Yeah,
when that came out. It's like, boy.
yeah,
So,
good memories.
yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces. I'd say are the old media kits, and I have a little later one that has this would be, I believe this is the '91 media kit, and it has a pretty great. I'm gonna kind of switch this out. It has a good picture of the game counselor room that I wanted to share. Let's see if I can just grab it. I gotta put some. Yeah, so this one has like just an idea of the chaos. It's like the war room, right? Like you can see the binder
Now
this
that
guy
room
is using.
that room is still there.
Right. Isn't
I've
it?
yeah,
You've been there?
I've seen that room, and then like just to the, I guess it would be the southwest if you were looking at this picture. They have just walls of all the art that those kids sent in, so they kept everything. It's
That's wild.
incredible. Yeah, it's nuts.
Do you know how much work I would not get done in a day if I was in
Oh,
that
I
room with a
know.
bunch of dudes playing video games?
I know. I was trying to see what game this guy is referencing, but it's just really hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is life. Oh, look, I think that might be me.
Hey, Mr. Morgan.
Back when I wore glasses. And then some headshots, I think, is mostly what the rest of this covers.
These are awesome.
So a lot of the people that, people would recognize. Oh, here's a good.
I wonder what that guy in that black shirt's doing right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And
no,
I have that
man.
too. The picture.
You have this picture, Peter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is
this one.
is that Tetris cartridge? Is it a mock-up cartridge?
So the Tetris cartridge, it looks to be the real.
It looks legit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Because it goes into like it could an actual be like a scan of the front type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just some good, press shots.
Nice.
This would be the one. Nope. It looks like they're all actual boxes.
Yeah.
And then
Dang.
probably the greatest of all time. I don't know why this one's randomly in there, but
Nice.
I have that image.
you did?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That is a mock-up box.
No way. How can you tell?
Isn't it? Has to be.
It
It
looks.
also looks a little bit like a mock-up to me, but
I mean, it's pretty spot on.
Hold on, let me look.
I was gonna say, yeah, I can go check too. And then, of course, the family photos.
The
Oh,
super
wow.
Kid
scope.
trying to bazooka. You got one up close. We can compare.
Let me. Well, I have the Zelda box here. Put it back up. Maybe I'm way wrong.
What was there, like 2 games for the super scope?
Yeah.
No, there was 5.
There was
Oh, I
5.
think I put it away. I mean, it looks pretty similar.
No, that's right. It's right. It's the right box.
But yeah,
I'm dumb.
that's okay. We're all
Yeah.
human.
How many Super Scope games were there? Pack-In, Bazooka Blitzkrieg, Yoshi Safari,
I was like bazooka Blitzkrieg. Yeah.
Battle Clash.
Battle
was the
Clash.
game for it? Yeah.
Wasn't Sonic Blast? No, not Sonic Blast. No.
No.
There's another one like Battle Clash, right? What's that
There
called?
was wasn't there like a target practice one?
Hmm.
You know better than me. I never had the opportunity to buy an SNES.
Fantastic. Peripheral.
Find some
I gotta look now.
Yeah, look it up. It's pretty good. I mean, these are all pretty great. Memory lane right here, but
Oh, the
That was
link.
definitely me. I don't have a sister my age, but that was me.
Metal Combat and Tin Star.
So there's
Oh.
6 games.
Combat, yeah.
And X Zone works in the Super Scope as well.
Oh man, wait, X-Zone, wasn't that like the rock band one?
Lamborghini American Challenge.
What?
There's a bunch.
Oh,
man.
cool.
Wow.
I did not know that.
No.
I didn't either.
So they might just have extra things. X Zone, Yoshi Safari. Okay. Battle Clash, Bazooka Blitzkrieg, Hunt for Red October in the bonus game, Lamborghini American Challenge, Lemmings 2, Metal Combat, Operation Thunderbolt, Terminator 2, the arcade game. That's right.
Oh,
Tin Star, X Zone, and Yoshi Safari.
Lemmings tribes with the Super Scope. That's interesting.
2-player co-op. Yep.
what?
Wow. So that's like,
That's
what,
pretty
12,
interesting.
13 games?
Yeah, that's a pretty healthy number. That's
I
not
had
bad.
no idea.
They got their use of it.
12 games. That's really cool.
And then this was
Nice.
the old Children's Hospital one, right? Starlight Foundation.
I've never seen a press photo of that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Whenever I see those, I don't want to buy them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I got my tonsils taken out, I had to sleep overnight, and I got to play one of these. But
I was always under the impression that they were SNES and later, but then I've seen some that have the NES. They were clearly from the NES era.
Because I remember playing Super Mario 3. I vividly remember playing it in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
I was milking all that ice cream now. Let me tell you what, that was the best.
Huh.
So
I never had the experience of going to the hospital and playing Nintendo, but my sister, she had mono, and she was in the hospital when she was in high school, right? And it was sometime in the 90s, but we went there and they had one of these, and she didn't want to play it at all, but I was hanging out with her for the afternoon, and they brought it in, and I sat there and played it, a Super Nintendo. So I distinctly remember playing Mario World in the hospital with my sister. But
that's pretty great. And then I'm not gonna get too deep on the headshots, but because they do have phone numbers on them. But there's that guy.
You got his number, you said? I'm just kidding.
It's got a number on the bottom.
Wow.
It's got direct. Well, okay, I lie. It looks like the contact goes to a lawyer.
I'm sure it does.
Want to talk to him? Call these people. That's funny. I didn't really notice that part. So this is out of the 91, and they got a little more colorful, I guess is the right word.
Very cool.
But another great book. That's why, right? So it's talking about Mario Paint, Zelda in particular, Nintendo Power. So that's probably why those press photos are in there.
And the Starlight Foundation, the hospital system. Andrew, you got so much shit, man. It's not shit, but I mean, you got so much stuff.
I know. It's been a lifelong pursuit, you know. Games come and go, but a lot of this stuff I just don't see anymore.
It's got a lot of historical value, you know. It's very awesome stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I love it, and I could sit here and read it. Like I said, maybe that off shot, you know, do my fireplace chat with paper and long smoking pipe and have you guys
don't burn it.
Yeah. Just do the projector screen. I can't use live fire here. So yeah, so those are a couple things I could share today.
Well, thank you.
That is awesome.
Andrew.
Very cool.
There they are. There's the lawyers. I better change this page.
No, Matt's going to go through and black out everything. Sorry, Matt.
I actually have to edit this one. Normally it's just copy, paste, trim down, good to go.
It's okay. So, Peter, you got any legal people we can get their names off of any files that you have in Europe or anything?
Yeah, what do you got?
Contacts?
So, actually, I was thinking just now, because I kept it quite open-ended on what to show you guys. I have a whole bunch of stuff on my mind, but we can keep it in the realm of paper.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I've done the last years as well is I've sourced an incredible number of like press photos from newspaper archives and stuff. And I haven't actually like when things get processed into my collection, sometimes they get into a place where they're a bit harder to obtain, but they're quite close by. So if you guys are interested, I can grab a stack of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's look
Okay.
at some of that stuff.
Do it. Yeah.
All right, give me a second.
Let's get a look at it.
Did you get your fly?
No, I got a
what
glass
you're
of
going with.
champagne.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
Cham-
Hey, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Champagne.
What's that?
Nice glass of champagne.
Champion. Actually, I think it's Prosecco. It's a little sweet. Not that dry.
Do you remember that SNL skit with oh my gosh, Christopher Walken? Maybe not. That was champagne. I thought
Champagne.
champagne.
I love Christopher Walken on SNL.
Wait, don't go.
Don't go. That's exactly. No. That's the best shit in the world.
Yeah. That's back when it was really, really funny to me,
Yeah.
anyway.
Before we go into the really cool shit, I want to show you guys something that I got that I like.
Yeah, please.
Oh, it's
And it's really dumb. And it's really more. What's that?
Is it your birthday outfit?
Yeah. I'm gonna take my clothes off. No.
Hey.
This is one thing I bought, and it's really stupid, but I really like it.
Yeah,
Dude.
let me spotlight you.
Look at that. See that?
What? Were there different characters in different?
Oh, cool.
I don't know.
What
I got
in the
this off
world?
eBay. It's new. There was no seal around it, but it's never been opened.
Yeah.
The guy had a couple of them, but it's like the size of a PS1 long box.
Nice.
So does that game come standalone as well without the action figure?
Probably. I don't know. You never see him with the action figure though.
Cool.
But it's just kind of a neat, weird 2011 era DS game. So
Cool.
I love shit like this. This is my favorite thing in the world. Okay, let's get back to paper.
Yeah, get back to paper. I found this randomly in Westwood. I'll throw that up for Dennis. We're looking at Peter's stuff.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Redditor 2.
Yeah, this was just I found it randomly in one of the big box. I think it was in Legend of Corandia, but such a great series.
Mm-hmm.
One of my
Dude.
favorites growing up too.
That box is insane. The big box for this.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
open it up and it's got the Twin Towers inside.
I didn't even think about that. Does this have the? No, this just has like the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
It's close, but not. He's blocking it.
They on the small box release of it when they changed it, they took that out. But if you have the original big box, you unfold it, and it's got the Twin Towers in there.
Good. I definitely had that at one time.
And New York's under attack, of course. So
Yeah.
wonderful game though. Wonderful video game.
One day, when I get room, I'll start collecting big box PC again.
Yeah, it's been on my mind too, but I think space, there's so much out there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
I want to do it. I want to do it in a way where when I collect them, I can organize them to the right size. So I have a shelf that fits all of them the right size. And they might be off on publishers in some cases, but they fit,
Yeah. That's the only
The
way.
big boxes were awesome, right? I mean, the contents, when you'd get one, you'd always be like, oh, is there a map inside? Or maybe some small miniature or something. And
Yeah.
good memories.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys remember sorry to keep going off a different topic here. Do you remember the big box PC games, and they were all really unique designs and packaging? Like the Prince of Persia box is like this trapezoid.
Triangle, right?
Yeah, well, it's a triangle this way and a triangle this way, or like a lid, and then you lift it off. And then there's like the Scepter game. Do you remember that? And it's like this
Oh no.
weird wrap box. Yeah. Or Iron Helix has this really cool die cut on the front. You pull them up. The box packaging is unreal on that
It's so great.
stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Or the trapezoid boxes from the like the Tomb Raider series or the Final Fantasy VII. It's the shit.
I don't.
Big
yeah,
box
so-
PC is way better than regular video games.
Yeah, we could
Famicom
certainly
got
talk
some
about
cool
that.
boxes too for some of the games. Just have to think about, but yeah.
Yeah. What was that? What was the system you said?
Famicom, Family
Oh
Computer.
yeah.
Some
Yeah,
special
oh.
editions and stuff. They come in like binders and sealed and binders and.
There are some weird ones. Or in the Koei games, they're all unique in Famicom. They have like a clamshell, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Or the Panesians even, and
Yeah, exactly.
like
Yeah.
Soap Panic or
Few different
whatever. It's its
sizes.
own.
I started collecting, going for a Famicom set some years ago, and in the beginning I thought, hey, you have the smaller boxes and bigger boxes, but then it turns out you have so many different sizes. It's tough when you have to order box protectors and stuff.
Yep.
But,
All right. What do you
all
got
right.
there? Let me
Let's
zoom
see.
in.
Let me just make sure. I'm gonna have to do it this way for the mix of it. See what works best for me strictly.
Is that dog playing Metro Mega Man? Yes.
Oh, all right. I guess I'll have to try and
Oh, you're gonna have to get fancy.
see how I can best fit a 4 in here.
Other way. There you go. There you go.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Right there.
Look at that.
That is a Capcom mock-up box. Oh
That
damn,
sure
baby.
is. Look at that. Oh, weird.
Mm.
Want to see that a bit
No.
closer to the box? See if that makes.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Dang.
Is that,
Can't
is
say
that
I've
a
seen the
mock-
Mega Man 3
Is it a
mock-up.
mock-up of a power?
What I like about these is that,
No.
Yeah, cover the name.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, wait. Okay, there we go. Because they come from the archives, they've all got these
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
information to it. So a lot of these photos, they have the original article pasted on the back when they went
Oh
into
my
the
God.
archives,
Wow.
which is really cool. This one's a
Dude.
bit more fancy.
That photo is so. It's got a dog in it, but they talk about the dog being in the game, and so there's a dog sidekick in the photo.
Oh,
Man,
Awesome.
Capcom killed it.
this is like Inception advertising.
Oh my God.
I got
Uh-oh.
So good.
Josh is gonna have to excuse himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this game a lot. This was one of the first Super Nintendo games I ever played. Ultraman. Maybe I'm crazy. It's a strange fighter
Yeah.
on the Super Nintendo. A strange thing to bring.
I can't steal your thunder. Yeah, Peter, those binders that we were just running through our hands for
Holy
you and for me with that Ultraman.
So Mike
Yeah.
Tyson's Punch Out.
was in there.
Look at that.
That is an insane photo, Pete. I've never seen that.
So these are all pretty much one-offs though, right? That were used in the ads and then done.
Yeah, so many of these come. Sorry, excuse me. Some of them I think come from the media kits, and some of them are made in-house by the newspapers for articles.
Huh.
So they're on stories. I think this guy is a.
Oh, you're having to hold your phone, aren't you?
I'm holding because the problem is I have it linked to the camera, but it's too heavy, so it keeps going down.
Oh, no.
Sorry that it's so flickery. Maybe I
Okay.
can, there's weights here to try and stabilize it, but it's not working effectively.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We can get an idea of what's going on here.
Hey, look at that cool kid. He's not
Yep.
even looking at the screen. Come
Yeah,
on,
I just
kid.
realized I should be
There
doing it
you
this
go.
way. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Other way. Yeah,
Right
look, he's
there.
not even watching. He is not playing Mario. That is.
He's playing
crazy.
Mario on a big screen, and then that's just
okay.
showing. No, I don't know.
I can do it.
Right.
I mean, I always just get a kick out of the outfits. You're just like,
Mhm.
yep, I probably wore that too.
So this one just has written information on the back, but there's common names. Sometimes I find an old one. This is just from an arcade. I figured out.
Oh,
That's rad.
love the arcade shots.
Yeah. Oh,
I got a question. Did you guys ever grow up? Oh, that is
for
a
you
cool
kicks?
box.
Oh,
the
look at
Kickmaster.
Jeez.
Who played that game?
that. Dude, I played that crap
I
out
played
of
that
it.
game.
I'm still mad that I passed like a brand new-ish type copy at a local store in Seattle.
What is the best version of Kicks? Go.
Game Boy for me.
Okay, you'd get a
Yeah.
pass.
I was OG only. This and Kirby's Pinball Land. man.
Atari 5200 is the best
Right,
version.
right
in the arcade.
there. That's
Sorry,
perfect.
I'm
I'll
not
try and
that-
keep it
That's
keep the
great.
phone straight. Sorry. I
Hmm.
moved two things at once, which is on an early morning after a little sleep.
Good. We're getting your brain ready for the day.
Video game day. I'm about ready for bed.
These don't have a lot of good info, unfortunately. This one is an example. So this is
Oh my god.
one. We get the glare away.
Yeah.
Better.
Michael
Sure.
J. Fox in an alternate reality.
Pure
And
80s.
So in the
Oh,
back,
wow.
it's got this,
In 1990.
the
man.
date, and then part of the article.
Oh, it's just like a family playing. Nice.
Wow.
This is pretty amazing stuff, Peter.
That's awesome.
And then some that are from different resorts. I'm just going to keep them here to make sure they stay together. This is Atari. Let me just.
Oh, wow.
Here's the one that I love. I mean, I got really excited when I find them for accessories, obviously being an accessory guy. So when I got this one, I was like, yeah.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
What is that? Or
What?
wait, that's crazy. That's the one we were just looking at, right?
yeah. Funny, yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
and this one's got no real info on the back. It's got a bit of info about where they have to file it.
What the?
And this is actually
So
Speaking
crazy.
Power
of-
clip.
speaking of
Wow.
the
Oh, nice.
same one that you
Yeah,
just
look at that.
showed.
Yep.
But this one has the newspaper clipping that it was used for on the back as well.
Oh, cool.
That's
Dang.
awesome.
1992. One.
Yeah, 1992. It's the stamp, but I don't. Yeah, but I guess 1991 because this one is part of it, and this one was used in 1991, according to the back.
It's a nice
nice.
photo.
Oh, sorry.
Hmm.
See, this one has it too on the back.
Where did you get these?
So there are, basically through a couple of different sources that buy them out from newspaper. A lot of newspapers have gone digital, so these things have become obsolete.
Yeah.
This one is
New old stock. Oh, whoa.
with Mario.
Yeah, there you go. Good Mario
Is that-
2.
Is that Atari baseball?
And television,
You're kind
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm not going to reach and grab it.
This one I like just because I think it predates NES, but it's from
Oh.
Rico. I think it's a founder of Rico. So you see down here. You've got the Rico control pad for the NES as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, that's a really neat photo.
Okay.
That's crazy.
They called him the boss.
Yeah.
Let me see what I have here.
I'm so funny. I'm hilarious. Okay. Photographs do not bend.
Do not bend. Yep.
Yeah.
I need that stamp.
These are not NES, but I just
Not
love
bend it
this.
over.
You know, this is not NES obviously, but sometimes
That's an awesome
you've got-
photo.
and then you've got the newspaper.
Oh, nice. Yeah, where they used it.
Yeah,
Dude, that's intense. Because me
we have Contra. This is
Oh,
the
that's cool.
arcade.
You know, if you wanted to go find these articles, it'd be a hell of a lot harder to go try to find them than just look at these photos and be like, oh, it's in this article.
Yeah, dude. You probably can't find.
No
I mean,
shit.
that's like the first screen grab right there.
Yeah, this is from 1989.
Wow.
They're actual sealed games and not mock-ups.
The other one's a computer game, isn't it?
This one? Sorry? Which
Yeah.
one?
What's the Data East game back there? I can't tell.
Oh, sorry, you can't
Oh.
see. Sorry. It's NES.
That's
Rampage.
Rampage.
Oh, it's Rampage. Okay, couldn't tell what
Yeah.
it was. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Sorry, I'm not looking at my screen. So I
No, that's okay. Oh, that's cool.
Turbo graphics.
Oh, this one I
Some
like.
Data East love. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh, what a cool photo.
Pretty cool with yeah.
dang.
Okay, no article on the back.
Somebody's like, I got this Godzilla character at home. I'm gonna bring him in when shooting this.
I mean, exactly.
This one here, the
that
next one is one
Captain
that
Power.
not. This
Yeah.
is not an ES, but this is awesome, in my opinion, because this is a guy. I looked it up on Google, and this game I couldn't find any info on it, and he made a game based on political candidates in his town. He's a high school student.
Oh, whoa.
Is it for the Commodore?
It's for.
Like, or VIC 20?
It's from Chicago. I don't know. It just talks about him making the computer game, Computer Whiz, he's called.
Yeah, it looks like he's on a VIC 20 right there,
Okay.
based on the photo.
But he made one, I think, based on two people who were competing to become the mayor of Chicago, and he made some game on it, which is pretty awesome.
Find that game, Josh.
Yeah, find that game.
There
That's
you
nice
go.
and
That's the
obscure.
one you need.
What's the name of the game?
The game is called Mayor Harold versus Fast Eddie.
Fast Eddie.
That is awesome.
That's pretty cool, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep going. There's. I'll try and see if there's some more NES ones.
No, that's okay. Odyssey 2, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
this is
really cool.
awesome.
Look at those
This is
demos.
awesome.
Look at these things. Oh my goodness.
World's
Those
Fair.
high waters, man. Andrew, you got to bring those back, bro.
Yeah.
I almost wore my nude shorts tonight.
These are really great.
Like NC-17.
This might be no, it's probably the real box.
No, that's a real box. I know my SimCity box is.
Close.
It's a simulation box.
These
Really
are so
cool.
Great. Yeah, these are pretty amazing. I haven't seen these yet, so I like that.
Just keeps going too.
How many do you have, Peter? Like, what would you?
Yeah,
say?
I mean, I should probably at some point. I could keep going for a long time. I think
That's okay.
there's a lot.
Yeah, we like to see how long you can hold your hand up in the air.
No,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't do it.
It's starting to. This one. Oh, I love this one. This is cool. This is.
Oh, nice.
Captain N.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you got the
Yeah.
whole crew there.
Yeah. Pit. Look at that. It's a pit crew.
I got
Essentially.
This
a cool.
actually
Yeah, I
has-
got something we could add on to that one.
I gotta hide and there's too many names on here, but this is the whole. This is an NBC photo, and it's got information on it from the morning show and stuff like that on the back. So this is pretty cool. I think.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good photo.
I forgot about that
These are,
show.
these are not that special. Just from the movie. This is
Does
kind
that
like
of
come
this
from
movie.
the press kit?
this is from this.
Yeah.
This is from the soundtrack, which is cool.
Oh, Megadeth.
Megadeth.
Yeah,
It's hard to find.
Extreme.
Marky Mark.
And-
Marky Mark. Yeah, I was like, who's that?
Wow.
That's
The
why I
Wizard-
have all my Make My Video Marky Mark Sega CD games. Because he was a part of Mario.
See if I can move this back a bit. Oh,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
A wizard.
Was it
Yeah.
Jenny Lewis, baby?
So your first crush?
No, it was Winnie Cooper.
this is from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, nice.
Live
Dude,
tour.
that's cool.
Have you guys seen the new one?
Yeah, I liked it.
I
No,
did,
not yet.
yeah. Yeah, I was
Yes.
confused for a little while, and then I kind of got it.
It was enjoyable. Look at that console TV. Damn, I want a TV like that.
Do
Oh,
I just want an old TV so I can play Point Blank again. That's the only, legit the only reason I have a PlayStation.
Speaking of, is this in hospital? Dr. Jason Collins plays video games during recent opening of hospital pediatric unit. Yeah. I guess
Prepping for surgery.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh man, the old like TV on the rollers. Yep.
Damn, those TVs and these are the best, man.
Dude, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It reminds me
Nostalgia
of
hits hard.
having to get down on the carpet or floor though and scoot
Yeah.
close to it.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't sit on the couch.
Look at the faces.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of, Matt? It reminds me of like running to get to the TV first and scraping your knees across the carpet and getting huge rug burns on them because you're going as fast as you can. And then you
The nice
like
poster in the back.
you like slide into the TV and hit your knee on it.
I was never
I
quite
did that a
on
couple
that
times.
level.
That kid's got a rad setup in his room. Oh my God, look at that room.
Yeah, he's got like it's.
This is nice with the poster.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, look at that. We've got duck hunt on the floor. Is he playing ice hockey?
This is definitely a French photo. It's very Truffaut, right? This is a
This is funny. This is at a military base, and Nintendo is like a movie, so you got your popcorn.
Nintendo was like a movie. You know what? If they like put Nintendo in the movie theater in 1989, and kids got to take turns every 20 minutes playing, that place would have been packed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is
Playing on
cool
the big
too.
screen.
This is this is a Nintendo competition event that I don't think there's a lot of info about. Let's take a look with that a bit.
Are these from primarily from like a U.S. source?
So I got them from, these are from the United States, yeah, but also in Europe I've been sourcing them. Actually, I have some really cool ones on championships in the UK, which I never even knew existed, but I don't think I have them in the stack.
I don't think I've ever known about those. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been keeping this a bit on the generally. I mean, I've been for the sake of time, haven't had a chance to really process them. Otherwise, I would have shared some of these.
Is that a real box? That's not a real box.
It looks a little fake.
It looks like a Sunsoft mock-up.
Looks different.
The bottom.
I don't know. It's
well, I don't think the logo. I don't know. I'd have to look.
So the reflection on here looks like it's a real box in terms of.
It's a real box, but I think it's not the released box.
I can grab the release one. We can compare real quick.
Let's look. Let's do it right now. Come on.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
I'm excited. I gotta go in a minute, you guys. I'm really sorry.
What?
I'm gonna fall asleep.
Dude, shut up. It's 12:20 my time. You're fine.
Yeah,
I played 18
suck it up.
golf today.
I
no time for
I'm
you
sorry.
today, Josh.
I am.
I have a really cool item for you that I'll show after this. Okay, let's see.
Let's see. Let's check this out.
Looks like it's the same box. Oh.
Yeah, it's just the
Mother
black and white shows the detail. Yeah, that's the same cloud pattern.
The same box. Just doesn't translate well to black and white.
No.
It's got more depth to it. Yeah, it looks different. Bogus.
Oh well.
Let's see, this is.
It was a noble effort.
I don't have unlimited of them. We're slowly getting there.
Yeah.
They're not that easy to find, but this is from Space Shuttle Project.
Space Shuttle, yeah. Uh-huh.
Look at that.
And these are my favorite.
Those
When
TIE
I
fighters.
find one from like an old rental place or something.
Oh God.
Oh my
That
Look at all
Robert
the
brother.
games.
Whoa.
That's pretty wild.
Josh's head just.
I know.
This is my shit right here.
So it's
I mean, look at these
NFL,
gay.
die.
Oh, you want to see? Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'll leave it here.
Can you flip it so I don't have to turn my head?
Turn it
Sorry,
90
sorry, of
degrees.
course.
Yeah.
Perfect. There we go.
Okay. What do we got?
It kind of looks a little creepy. I see.
It's like a
We got-
Rampage.
What's that kid Nicky down there?
NFL.
No, I'm trying to see that bottom left.
TNC.
No, it's tag team wrestling.
There's Taboo
Oh,
to the right of it. There's Soccer, Skate or Die.
Skate or Die, yeah.
One. Oh, so they're in alphabetical order, maybe.
He's
What's-
holding pro
Is that
wrestling. and
Predator up
Popeye.
there?
Yeah, I think it's an alphabetical because you've got NFL, you've got Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, this is why everybody's boxes are beat to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I'm sure when these were done, they just threw them away, threw the boxes out. I'm sure.
Yeah. Those
Yeah,
guys like
another
this
one
with
coming.
mitts like that just crush them.
The shot from that's a really cool photo too.
Oh, wow.
This
That's a
Dang.
I have a lot in the
store.
back.
Yeah.
Hmm
There's Battletoads back there, arcade.
What it like? There we go.
It's crazy how well you can just start picking out covers.
Yep.
You look at this shit.
You can see Narc.
That's a nice. I like that one though. That's a good.
And then you got Contra in the top left. What's on the TVs? I wanted to
Oh
say.
yeah, that's Contra.
Yeah, I think that's Contra on the top left.
And then on the right's
Right?
what?
No.
Zelda?
No, it's Contra 2 as well. Not 2, Contra as well. Right? Isn't that like the upward? Isn't it? Yeah, that's a little tricky.
Let me check here real quick. Oh, you got Faria on the background, Turtles, Battletoads, Kiwi Craze, Galaxy 5000.
Nice.
And you've got a game I don't recognize. It looks like it says Dracula on it or something. No, never mind. I think it's Castlevania 3, but just very well, yeah, nice games.
Very cool.
These are some Super Nintendo ones. Another one of these.
Perfect. You got an extra. You can send it to me.
That's Randy Chase.
Oh,
Oh.
look at that.
Yeah.
Is that a model?
Sorry?
Is that like a picture of a model somebody made?
No, I think this is in game from
Yeah.
the CGI element of Donkey Kong Country.
Those graphics are like realistic.
So realistic. I think it's a model.
Good. It says video game Donkey Kong 1994, Wednesday, to be determined. I don't know. There's no info on the actual article, just the date 1994 on the back.
16-bit.
Peter, how's your arm?
Yeah.
According to, I'm switching. That's why sometimes the screen is moving around because I'm switching hands. This one I got because you see in the background here the Super Nintendo. Wait, sorry. To do like
These
this.
guys are like, here, don't rent this one. Rent this one.
My kid played this and
this one's cool too. This one's a little bit more recent than I'd normally go for, but it's got the also from a Hollywood video.
Oh, Hollywood video.
Rad. Yeah.
Some nice
Those displays are pretty cool.
Yeah, look at that. I see Link back there.
Yep.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, right here. What is this song?
Ooh.
Oh, nice. That Virtua Racer. Someone just posted a guide on that one. It's a good one.
Okay, this one has a name on it, so maybe I should try and do it like that so you can see the name.
Oh,
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Starlight TV?
Oh, so it's like a Genesis display thing.
Yeah, it's a kiosk, Genesis kiosk.
Now this one I really like. I don't know where. Oh, it's got the article on the back. It's Celebrity Santa. It's called Move Over Nintendo. It's Sega's time to shine for Christmas.
Oh, damn.
And then there's this one too that goes with it.
Wait, hold up. Go back.
Sorry.
That's Pat Riley basketball mock-up box.
Oh.
I bet the James Buster Douglas is as well. Pat Riley's definitely different though. So. Okay, sorry.
Oh, no worries. Santa's hands.
Yeah.
Because that's what Santa does. He plays the Game Gear.
Super Monaco, that's a launch game. That's cool.
Links. Nice.
This was, I think, from when the market was cracked. I'm not sure anymore, but
Very cool.
and then this was about all the Pac-Man stuff happening.
Hey, bud. Yeah.
You guys, I have to leave. I'm sorry.
Shall I show you something that I have here for you as a final thing?
Sure. You guys keep going though. Yes, I gotta go upstairs. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna switch. Let's switch to my regular camera for this one. I won't put it under the camera, under the light. Sorry.
Okay.
It's me.
I'm sorry to bail. It's my kid's up, so
You have to go right now, Josh.
not right this second. Just a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you like PC related stuff that's maybe loosely Nintendo related.
Yeah.
And I found a bit of a grail recently. Any of you have ever heard of the Gianna sisters?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's a game from Rainbow Arts, obviously from the German company that made Turrican, the awesome Turrican series. But they made this game that is identical basically to Super Mario Brothers, right, to the viewers, and called it the Gianna Sisters, and they copied a lot from it. And then Nintendo jumped in, and of course it was withdrawn from sale. So it's a bit of a Tengen Tetris / Stadium Events kind of story. So it's quite a grail. Well, I found out recently that it's not only available for the Amiga, it's also available for the Philips MSX.
Whoa.
And I looked on the internet, and I mean, I've never even come across it. The only evidence I could find is well, I don't think there's much reported on the box, so it's in really nice condition. And the cool thing is, the story on the back has been adapted a bit, and it talks about Nintendo. So it makes the storyline, it adds Nintendo into the mix. Let me see if you can read it. I'll hold it still.
Yeah, the second paragraph. Another girl.
Gianna is another girl.
Nintendo.
Wait, let me see if I.
No, right there. Gianna is another girl addicted to her Nintendo. Every day she spends 12 hours.
12
Yeah, wow.
Playing
Super Mario.
Oh wait.
In the middle of the night, the
Mario
Nintendo
World
breaks into
5?
pieces.
Super Mario World 5.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's really cool. The MSX, which region? Which region was it released in?
This one in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands. That's really neat. 93. Yeah, that's a pretty much just like the same game, the Gianna Sisters. That's really cool.
Yeah. So, and it seems to be an official, well, semi-official release by an actual company and everything. So, it's I love obscure stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
There's another one I have similar, but I'll share that maybe at a future podcast.
No, that's okay. You guys can totally keep going. Please do. Don't keep going on account of me. But it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys being here tonight and this morning. So Matt, keep it going. You guys keep talking and doing your thing. Sorry to bail on you guys, but I gotta
come
go.
back. We might still be going.
It was fun. Yeah, you can come back.
Just
you guys are still going, sure.
Just leave it on your games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it on? Okay, I won't leave.
Yeah. Leave it on. We'll kick you off when we're done with it.
It's on mute.
George, it was good seeing you. Good night.
That's fine. I talk to him too much anyways.
So should I keep going with press photos? Or?
If you would like to, those are amazing.
Yes, would be my pleasure.
That box art on that Gianna Sisters is horrible, by the way. But
I really was wondering, is that a color print or did they hand?
I feel like they like literally had them come on and draw.
But it's incredible that this is one of those very vulnerable type of clamshells, you know, like HES in Australia, and even though it's yellowed a little bit from time, it's in pristine condition. So.
Or did you find that in Europe or?
Yes, in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's right. You said that. Yeah. Dude, that's cool. Well, congrats on finding it. I'm sure that's a
thanks
feat in itself.
Yeah, it was I guess a lucky find in a way. But let's see what I have here. If you want, we can go back to
holding your hand up.
Back to holding my hand.
We gave you a little break.
What I can try doing, and then I don't have to hold my hand as much. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this is better. This is better than I don't have to hold it. and then the lighting would be a little bit off. Oops,
No, that's
sorry.
good. Yeah, you're not bad.
Right there. There you go. That'll work.
That's actually much
Yeah,
better.
absolutely.
Great. Oh, I don't have to hold it.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. This is, I think, let me just look. No, he didn't produce it. It's just a regular photo.
That's a old
Is
big
that like
screen.
an old, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that game? Is that like a Tempest type thing?
Well, you've got a box for boxing here from television, I think. Yeah, boxing television, but that's obviously a different game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dang.
Here, this is
Is that
pretty
a
cool.
basement?
This is a store called Music Land that has, I don't know if they're custom or not, but I would imagine they're custom because they're identical and they're for Atari and television
Oh, whoa.
displays, and they've got a Vectrix over here too.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Dang. That's taking it way back.
Yeah. And here as well, this is, I think, pretty cool as an accessory guy. Actually, I looked this up and I didn't realize this is an exercise bike for the Atari. Yeah.
Whoa.
This is where
They were
Josh
selling
would.
it.
This is where Josh
Yeah, I
would
know.
rattle off a whole spiel on where it came from and who produced it.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, that's Jenny from the block.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that was still at the time when games were for kids, right? So I guess anything like
Yeah,
this.
anything went. Some sweet Nike.
We have the
Odyssey.
Odyssey. This is some older
Is the
stuff.
controllers attached or are those just levitating?
I think it looks like they're levitating. That's a good point. It must be attached based on the shadow. Yeah. It's got the voice on it. What looks like a regular unit, right? Here's another one.
These photos are incredible.
Yeah, I know. This is like good,
school,
wholesome family fun.
Yeah. This is just a metal thing.
I like that. That's a cool.
Now this one I like. This is the guy
Yes,
who
yeah.
made Robert blah 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 showing a copy of his computer game. So I
Oh,
wonder
okay,
if this is the guy who made excuse me, who made Wizardry.
Oh, whoa.
But is it just me or is that on a that's a really odd packaging.
That's a big box. Yeah.
Wow.
Could this be for laser active or something?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that at all, but that's a pretty intense.
Because it looks like a laser disc, and you've got some of those games, right? Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah, that's cool.
that's Time Traveler, Sega, I guess, arcade machine.
Oh yeah, when that came to the
Man.
the
I
local,
remember playing something like that, but it was like Mad Dog McCree.
when this came to
On the
our
hologram.
Yeah.
when this came to
Mad
our
Dog McGree was a cool game too with the light gun. I think I played it on
Yeah.
Philips CDI.
Yeah, I remember it because it was like at have you ever heard of Wall Drug in South Dakota? Like
No.
kind of like a Western touristy site, and I just remember they have like shooting ranges, and then you come in. It was like the laser shooting where you shoot the target, and then it like makes something interact with you, and then they had one of these with Mad Dog McCree as like a hologram game.
Wait, is this in, you said Arizona? No, South Dakota. You said
South
right?
Dakota, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Wall Drug.
Mm.
It's like a weird kind of just off the highway. There's nowhere else to go type stuff.
But it's like where they what do you call it? Where they scene out like a wild western type of town, or
No, more just like kind of like a touristy trap.
Mm.
Just showcasing a lot of weird, random
stuff.
paraphernalia that has no use to anybody. Pretty much.
Mad Dog McCree.
That's a really cool display though.
Arcades.
Oh man, God, that X-Men cab.
Yeah, I got a bunch of arcade ones coming up. This is
that was my life, and I love. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, me too. I loved arcades. Competing with strangers.
Yeah. You never knew that the Killer Instinct line was always
exactly.
Look at that. game, but
I don't either. Must be some formula. Here we've got.
it looks like he's racing in a square though, so that can't be that hard.
That can't be that fun. Asteroids? No. Centipede.
Yeah, Centipede. Yeah. And this is Defender. And I guess this one was called Football.
Oh god, I bet that was a wild time.
I think they've got one button to press, right?
Yeah, I know. You're gonna pass it. I can tell. That's cool.
This was a bit more sophisticated with the steering wheel, super off-road.
Oh man,
That was
I
so
don't
much
remember playing that.
fun. Oh, we spent $40 one night just to beat the stupid thing. $40 back then. That was just like insanity.
That's pretty good. I mean, just remember Sunset Riders, man. That thing ate my quarters like no other.
For me, it was Knights of the Round, the SNES title, in arcade.
Yeah.
I love that. And then, of course, Simpsons, the Turtles, the 4-player ones,
Turtles would just, devour quarters.
Yeah.
I was at an arcade bar, I think 3 years ago in Colorado, where they had the Simpsons set up, and we just, beat the game.
Yeah, you don't realize how much money you spent.
No, but so much fun, fun.
Dude, I definitely remember this game though, because I'd always overcorrect, just run into walls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it just the steering. You spin the wheel and it's just like
drunk driving when I was like 13.
In Ivan Stewart's off-road, you've got upgrades as well, right? If I'm not mistaken, you can upgrade your vehicle after a win and stuff. Yeah.
That's a great photo.
This is for Miss background. Oh, here's another one with Miss Pac-Man. This guy looks real serious. He dressed up.
Don't you go anywhere? Yeah.
He wanted to intimidate the kids.
Dude, that's pretty good.
And here's a couple of obscure ones, like a Star Castle.
God, I'm not familiar with that one.
And they've got a few others. Space Invaders. Is it somewhat visible on the camera? Is the lighting okay?
Yeah, no, I can see him fine.
Yeah, I can see him great.
This one's not that important. Oh, this is more pinball. I guess it just came with it.
Yeah, I love some good pinball.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Aliens, Attack from Mars. That's my favorite one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was always Medieval Madness.
This one right here. What are you talking about?
Yes, exactly. I think I made a comment at the last podcast episode. Awesome.
So much fun. Yes, my favorite as well.
I had one at this pool place that we used to go to play pool, and I'd always waste all my quarters on it.
That, and if you've ever played it, or if you can ever find one, Cactus Canyon is equally as fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
Cactus Canyon. Okay.
It's kind of rare at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a place in Seattle we used to go, Shorty's, just play pinball for hours. I think it's still around. I know that a lot of downtown Seattle has been changing, but I think they made it through. So.
I really enjoyed the reemergence of the barcades. 5 years ago. I don't know how it is going now. I saw it, I think a year ago in the news that this really big chain went bankrupt. I don't know if it was COVID related or if it was already before COVID that the demand had subsided a little bit for that kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
I was sad to read that because that whole reemergence, sorry. Here we go.
Oh, look at
Christian
that.
Slater.
Yeah, Christian Slater in his prime.
You know what I'm going to do? I'll do it like this. Then it'll be better.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. Dude, the Wizard movie.
This one says preliminary on it, so maybe it's from a proto accolade.
Accolade. What is
This is
that?
Bubsy for
yeah, yeah. For Windows 95. Oh, weird.
yeah. Oh, here's another one from the Super Mario movie.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch here, but okay, yeah, that should be okay. Also from the movie.
Cool. Yeah, there's nothing like these old black and white photos you get.
Yeah. Yeah, you got with the fake super scopes they're holding.
Are they plungers? Let's hope they're plungers.
Yeah, I think they just spray painted some Super Nintendo Super Scopes for the movie as props. Oh, here you got the plumbing tools.
Nice.
Now, this one I think is really cool.
Oh yeah, that dude.
From 1985, Donkey Kong decides to do it in Detroit.
What?
And then they superimpose
Oh my
Donkey
Wow.
Kong in the tower.
Wow.
We just went into rated M here.
Yeah, this one's got a cool piece of info on the back. This is here, the photo lab, King Donkey Kong.
What? What's this? Donkey Kong decided to do it in Detroit.
It's after hours. We're good.
Oh man. You know, there were
this
no
one I like.
boundaries.
Actually,
Great. I mean, that's a great photo, though.
yeah, this is really awesome. Have you guys ever heard of the Socrates? The Socrates?
No.
No.
This might be interesting for the watchers too. This is actually an extremely rare console that came out in North America, but also in Germany. And in Germany, it was called Professor Weiß alles, and it means Professor Know-It-All. I actually grew up with this. This was one of my first consoles as a kid. I guess my parents thought it would make us, perform better at school. So they had.
Jokes on them.
It was pretty interesting because it was, in a way, I think technologically it was quite revolutionary because everything was wireless and this keyboard was touchpad. It had touch keys.
Wow.
And then you had two controllers here on the side. You can't see it, but they're immersed into the keyboard. And by popping it out, by pushing on one of the corners, you could pop it out and pull it out. And so here you have a joypad. You can see it in the picture. And then you have a single button. And the console actually came with a number of games as well, and a mouse, I think a voice add-on, and a bunch of other cool accessories. It's been one of my collecting goals. I've been picking them up whenever I find stuff on it, also in North America, but it's very rare stuff.
That's cool. I've never even heard of this.
What year did that come out?
Yeah,
1989, I believe. Maybe 1988. I think it was 1989.
Touchpad in 1989. Wow.
Yeah, I know. And it was primarily just educational software.
Yeah, it's from VTech. So here you see video technology.
Okay.
From VTech. So it was, I think, one of VTech's first consoles. I don't think it was necessarily super expensive or anything at the time, but it was quite technologically, I think, quite revolutionary.
No, it looks like it. I mean, it looks out of place for that date.
Yeah, yeah. See, cool. Oh, this is also really cool. This is actually something that I've done some research on, and I haven't found out all the details yet. It's got a lot of info on the back with the article. This is a motion controlled, finger controlled accessory, and they don't say for what console.
What?
So these guys,
like a glove?
Yeah, so it's a glove, and maybe it's a predecessor for the Power Glove. It's dated. Let me check.
That's weird.
The game looks like it's an Atari level type of game. It's dated 19. It's got no date on it. It's only got the month and the day, but not the year.
Oh, because what? Power Glove was what, 91?
Yeah, I think Power Glove was on 89 even, right?
Yeah,
I think Monday discontinued it.
And
I think they
look at that catalog. Yeah.
And the creators
I think it was,
had created that glove before it, which Maybe that's what that was.
Oh no, here it even says they manufacture aren't about to give up the battle and market their electronic video gloves, joystick type devices for Nintendo machines. So this was intended for Nintendo.
Okay. So pre Power Glove.
Yeah.
That's early. Yeah.
Yeah, that was well. I think they were called IMN or something. No, not IMN. Yeah.
You know, those guys still haven't gotten back to me on where that case might be from. I got as far as getting to the maker. He said send him pictures. I sent him pictures, and then I never got a reply. I've messaged him a few times. I'm like, I should just stop.
That's cool that you. It's nice you reach out to the people involved. I think that's probably the best way to get the real info on it.
Yeah.
Matt. Sorry, Matt. What am I saying? Andrew helped me pick up some metallic catalogs. So with the goal of figuring out, and also an annual report from 1989, to hopefully find out if there's any info on the case in there.
Gosh, it's ridiculous that there's nothing. And even you think they would have at least said something, maybe even off the top of their head, but no. I'm just like,
yeah.
Thanks.
No, there's nothing. Yeah, I've got that. I think I've got that here. No, I've already pre-packed your box, so it's out. Look at this phone.
Yeah, he's cool.
That is epic.
Dude, look at that.
Now those glasses
that looks off, that box.
Those glasses were Sega, weren't they?
Or Famicom.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, that Mario 3 box does look a little funky.
Let me check what it says on the back. Oh yeah, it's a Zaxxon 3D mask, they call it.
Okay, so it would have been the Sega, right?
Yeah, it would be from Sega, because Sega had Zaxxon on the...
Did we not have it for NES?
So...
No,
the only thing we had... So for Super Nintendo, you did. I can grab it, actually. I have it close by if you want to see it. One, but... actually, I can grab it real quick. But the Famicom did have it. They were planning on doing it for the NES, and it never launched.
Like down on the right side under the Advantage, there's a couple Sega titles in there too.
Oh yeah, I see now. Okay, yeah.
Whole mix. Yeah, because I was like, he's only playing Game Boy on a Nintendo. So wait.
Yeah, I see it now. Now that you pointed it out, Sega, I see it.
Yeah, if you want to put it back, I don't know if all of the cameras are on, but if not, if you can put it back to my regular one, I'll show something here.
Oh sure, yeah. Let me cancel the spotlight. Go here. All right.
So this was something I couldn't pass up. It's actually for the Genesis and Super Nintendo. It's the Virtual Reality Stuntmaster. It's got motion control built in and 2 LCD screens for your eyes for 3D.
What in the world?
You guys have to read the text on it.
Where's the most Super Nintendo?
Wait, no, this here, I think it's here. Wait. Oh yeah. Love conquers all.
What? I don't think so. Step forward and grab your Stuntmaster. Prepare for the onslaught. Race the car. Fly the jet. Wear that shirt.
Confront.
Engage fire. Pity the poor enemy invaders. Wow.
They're gonna have right here, right? This is the one I was also
great
thinking.
verbiage. A disturbing tragic world, yours, Victor Max searches to the rescue after a great virtual reality escape. Unleash the power of this quantum advance in video. Man.
And I mean it.
That thing looks heavy.
Wow.
Is it heavy?
No, yeah, a little bit. It's not super heavy. Yeah, it's doable. But the texts are. I remember the manual being pretty crazy too. Baghdad TV. Yeah, it's massive. It's huge.
I mean, the words out of like that era, the meaning difference now.
I mean, look at that.
Oh, look at the bottom one. Headset, headphones.
Sorry.
Oh, wait.
Run most your Super
And I'm
Nintendo.
loving you, babe. Yeah. So sexual. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
in private.
Yeah, that's
Go to your
it. Go
room.
to your
Okay.
room. Okay.
Oh, what kind of games you're running on
Was
that?
this like Leisure Suit Larry? You could run that beast on there.
And here you have
That's
some
a
more.
really cool. I've never seen one of these before.
Oh,
You got
sorry,
some
let
weird
me
stuff,
do
man.
that real quick. Trying to make sure.
So is it just the headset? So you control it with your headset?
Yeah, if you move tilt your head to the left, it's got a.
Okay.
Like a gyroscope?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Wow.
crazy. You just go in, everybody's like, jump, jump, jump.
I had no idea that
Quite the workout.
existed.
Yeah, I've never seen that before either. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've never used it. I think somewhere that were the specifications. I did open it up once and look at the manual, and there's lots of cool slang, like really totally rad type of language that they use. They're clearly overselling it, which means they knew they didn't have much to
That
sell.
probably was horrible. Yeah, this is complete garbage.
Right.
I mean, the box alone. I mean, you've never seen one of those, Matt? Yeah.
I would never have even guessed it existed. No.
Yeah.
I think it's from 1990. It's quite early, like 92, 93, I think.
Okay.
But they do show up from time to time on eBay, so it's not one of those extremely rare items. Just, I guess, never got very popular. Oh, this is cool. One that you were like, Andrew. I'll get to it in a second. This is one. It's some high school kid who created, I think, his own computer game, and they showed in the background. Another one of those high school.
Like Dragon Quest, but it looks like a kangaroo. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
And this one you will appreciate.
Yeah, what you got?
Being a paper guy. It's the author of one of the Nintendo books.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I reached out to this guy. Oh, nice. Yeah, he didn't have a memory of when we were trying to figure out the oh man, Peter, we talked about it. It was like I reached out to the guy to try and figure out if there was like the fourth edition of the NES specific book, right?
Well, it was this one, right? Because we saw it on the second
edition.
edition.
It's in the back in the advertisement.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh,
it almost looks like he's got like a curly Q hair, but it's just a shade in the back.
I kept staring at that too. I was like, styling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely from the shade in the back. Yeah.
That's cool.
This was also one of my favorites in arcades, the X-Men.
Yeah, that was a great game. It looks so much bigger.
This is a CES Las Vegas. Summer.
Nice.
No, this is the winter one.
Oh, what? Oh.
Stand for Beavis and Butthead for Super Nintendo. It's a pretty cool setup.
That was like a very fond childhood memory. Is that show?
Yes,
for sure.
It was so edgy.
But the game was horrible. This was one of the Super Nintendo games we had growing up, and it was no good.
The game was absolutely horrible. Look at Beavis though. God, I mean, look at them both. It was like paper mache, life-size paper mache. Dude, that's a really kind of freaky
the messy floor.
Yeah.
Crumbled paper and cigarette butts.
Even though they don't even smoke.
Yeah, definitely cigarettes. Yeah, funny. Definitely looks like cigarettes and cigarette butts. Yeah.
I mean, I love this photo. Dude, it's serious.
The third one, or the second one.
Yeah. Nice.
This one has no article on the back. Let's put these
Well,
back.
at least means those photos got some good love and use.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I still want to find a nice a nice way to display them or store them somehow in the binder, or just haven't had the time to.
I've got some.
Sorry.
Yeah, I bought some like archival tissue paper to start storing stuff like this better. It seems to work out pretty well because, like, on that Battletoads book that I had got, some of the photos were like pressing on to the pages. So yeah, that works too.
So
Protects it.
So you use special paper in between the pages then? Is that the idea? Between
Yeah.
It's really thin. Hold on one second. I'm gonna close my door.
Like an acid-free tissue paper.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've been using this to protect mostly with the photos touching paper. Then
Yeah, I put these into PET sleeves. That's when I go through them and catalog them, and I put them in individual sleeves to make sure that they don't touch each other and stick.
Nice.
This is supposed to be. I couldn't figure much out. There's a screenshot here.
Yeah, I couldn't recognize the game.
Yeah, it just says B got GM up, so I guess it means. Oh no, sorry, bad handwriting here. Beat 'em up with the Zon, the ZON. The Zon controller. It's a beat 'em up game with the Zon controller. So I guess it's some motion detection stuff. And when you kick it in the game, I mean, it looks like Virtua Fighter, like a Virtua Fighter type game in the background here.
Okay. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's hard to see.
It's got a name on the back, so I won't show it. It's got no date on it. I don't know. This is also old school VR.
Oh, man.
You guys ever do this?
Wow.
No. I saw it at Dave & Buster's, and then, of course, I always think of the movie Hackers, where he's got this thing in his apartment.
They had I remember in San Francisco, Pier 39, they had might have been an arcade, or maybe it was a demonstration tent, and they had a couple of these set up, and you could try it out. And that was, I remember being amazed by it, but then the graphics were so horrible. It was blocks, it was just
they used
big
to have
blocks.
These that are familiar. Either of you familiar with Dave & Buster's? Yeah. Old arcade spots. Yeah. And they used to have these in there. I do remember seeing those, but I never played them though.
This is one of my favorite Amiga games or PC games even. Have you guys ever played it? Called Discworld. It's a British company. I remember just finding it so hilarious. It's a really nice music. It's a point and click adventure. So it's a bit like the old LucasArts games, right? Like Big and Indiana Jones.
Nice, yeah. No, I used to have a guide for that, but I think I sold it off because it was on PlayStation, wasn't it?
Yeah, they have it on PlayStation 2. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a really. I think it's based on a series of books from the UK or so, but it's really good. I remember it being really good humor. Really good game. Some PlayStation. Zach is getting less. We're still getting there. This is more Saturn. Oh, I got some cool.
See, they're obviously, yeah, I was gonna say they must be playing a race car game, I'm sure.
Hey, you see, yeah. I'm not even going there. I'm just leaving this one alone.
Daytona USA, probably.
This is from the Virgin Games Mega Store in London, I think. That's what it said on the back.
Oh, nice.
This is the Sega. And then this one, I wonder, the next one is 1992. doesn't have any info on it, so I have no idea. It must be at some kind of theme park or some event. He's got Nintendo embroidered on his chest.
Double bubble. Yeah, that's
Bubble
cool.
bubble. Oh, it's in London, I see. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yep.
And then here for you, Andrew, a nice Game Boy.
Nice. Motocross Maniacs in the back. Another great game. Tennis. Fall of Foot. Yeah.
This one I like.
Days of my life. No, you're good. Keep going.
This is from the European equivalent of the CES, which was in London at the time. And Competition Pro is, of course, a company that makes accessories and controllers. That's what he's using right here. It's a Competition Pro controller. Playing Street Fighter.
Nice. Yep.
And for NES, there's actually a lot of Competition Pro controllers. There's around, I think, close to 10, including variations, but some of them are incredibly hard to find.
For original, for 8-bit?
For original 8-bit NES. Yeah.
Nice.
There's some really cool ones, actually. There's a Competition Pro branded HAP controllers controller. So the Competition Pro had the best Amiga controllers. I don't know. They're blue and they're black. They're a bit like an arcade joystick. And they were hugely popular for Amiga, but they were also released for NES, but they're just very, very hard to find because I think they were mostly sold in Europe and the NES was not as big as the Sega and Amiga at the time. This is, look at his haircut. He's supposed to be Guy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy playing Guy.
Yeah, he's playing, yeah.
Dang.
This one has, let me check the back. No info, unfortunately. This is from the same series.
Pretty intense, yeah. Oh, always nice.
And this one's also from London. It's from Mario Paint.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's really cool.
And this one here has Boxing Clever. Monitor Man gets the message across. So this one's got the article on the back. This is for the European Leisure Software Publishers Association. I guess this was supposed to be something like the rating in the US, you know? For different age groups and
yeah. Oh, they're doing like color references and proofs for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Package label.
That's a really random.
I guess this one never kicked off.
No.
See, it's got the S by here. I don't think I've ever seen it. I know that Germany and the UK, they have different ones than in the US. But I don't think I've ever seen this one. A piece of history, I guess.
That's pretty cool. That's because it was voluntary. So they're like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, voluntary.
We don't need that.
Another Game Boy one.
You got some good Game Boy stuff.
This one's got the, I think this is Super Mario 2 display in the back.
That's the same photo from before.
Yeah.
Just different angle. The same game lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. This might also, I think this is also from the same series. It's got an article on the back. Lots of Game Boy games here.
Nice.
But the picture of it's not that good. A lot of glare.
Yeah. There's still some good titles in there. Action shot for sure.
You can see that the seals of quality are round, so this is a European picture.
Yep, that's like a R-type right in the middle too. Nice.
And this is from News Team Birmingham.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, the Game Boy art in Europe was typically better.
Yeah. Some of the games got a complete rebrand, right? Same gameplay, but completely different colors depending on the region. And
well, it's like the Chinese subset that I have, and some of the artwork on there is just so much better.
Yeah, I think that's for another. Well, maybe I don't know if you have it handy, but that's something that would be super awesome to share as well. I think your Chinese set.
Yeah, that's right.
Incredible.
There, my wine box. Oh, nice. Team Birmingham, huh?
And here's another one from the same set. The next one is super cool, I think. Oh wow, some really cool ones are coming up. Okay, I'm getting excited.
Nice, yeah. Dude, Donkey Kong Country is such a great game.
Okay, this one is let me read the article. Police turned a blind eye for 20 minutes in the early hours of yesterday morning when computer games company Sega projected this on the Palace of Westminster in the United Kingdom. So this is like a guerrilla marketing action.
Whoa. That's crazy. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The
Or
next one, I think Andrew, you will really appreciate. We have the Nintendo Challenger competition.
Whoa.
Oh,
This is the Nintendo
Look
Challenger
at that.
truck.
there's something to collect right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Put that in
that
your
beast.
collection.
Yeah. Look at that thing.
And this one's got the whole. This one's got the whole press release on the back.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
I
nice.
don't know if there's. Let me check real quick if there's names on here. The Nincredible Challenger arrives at the. Yeah, I'll cover up some of the info, but
That's cool. There's, yeah, that infamous paper with that header on it. That's really cool.
UK market's worth some 50 million pounds.
93,
Yeah.
16% growth. Oh my gosh. Look.
Oh, who's this guy?
Look at that.
He came back just in time for the semi.
Look at
Wow.
this semi, dude. You missed
My kid went back to bed.
Good
So-
job, kid.
Hi, Josh.
In a somewhat timely manner, too. That's great.
Yeah, not
So,
bad.
so this is in the UK. This was a big challenge that Nintendo had. This truck that would drive around, and they've got like competition things set up on the inside that kids could play. And so this is like with the press release. Here's another one from the same challenger. He was supposed to be the best Nintendo player, I believe, or either that or he's kind of movie star. Let me look real quick.
Who's the babe?
Yeah, he's Nintendo's
I don't know.
UK champion.
Him or her?
His
Both.
name is Metro.
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 That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think Josh, you'll enjoy this one too. This was
Yeah.
like a guerrilla marketing thing that Sega did in the UK, where they
Wow.
projected this on a palace.
Who are the faces? Yeah, that's what I was trying to. I
Sorry,
don't recognize the faces, but
from here, from the characters.
Yeah,
yeah, from those. It's like, well, it looks like they superimposed,
two different faces.
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
It looks like
Yeah,
is it
that's-
like the prime minister at the time or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah,
Pol-
must be. Yeah,
Political was my guess.
Sega Saturn comes out fighting
yeah.
Oh man,
and
we
falls
saw it,
flat on its face.
Yeah. Well, make sure you go back to the episode, Josh. He posted a picture of Donkey Kong does it in Detroit. It's an amazing
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah,
I'll
maybe it's
watch
better
it.
if you watch it and then you see it.
Oh,
There's your
Look at
game,
that.
Josh.
my favorite.
This is the power version.
I love Cool Spot.
Yeah, Cool Spot was pretty cool.
Peter, I own that artwork.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
This artwork. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, maybe soon this will be yours too.
Yeah.
Don't tempt him.
I try to always pick when I pick these things up. I try to go for all the gaming related stuff, but the real stuff that interests me is the NES era.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not too attached to all the Sega and this is the finance director of Sega Europe and some other company. This is Asterix for Sega Mega Drive, I guess.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And
That's
these next
cool.
ones are really cool. Actually, I don't know how many of these I just one for now. This is also from the European equivalent of the CES, is the ECTS, with stations for different consoles, and I think he's playing a Genesis.
Yeah.
And then here's one that I guess Eric would like. I haven't mentioned him yet on this call, so
He's probably watching.
he's probably watching.
That's cool.
This is one for I think it's Jeremy, right, who has the original artwork for Lemmings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool.
These have some really cool info on the back. These come from Europe. Well, this one actually doesn't, but many of these have a ton of information with sales figures and everything. Like this one. This is a Super Nintendo display.
Oh, nice.
That's a European version.
Yeah. Because this is like the harder to find one in the U.S. though, right?
The kiosk.
That kiosk, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone just sent me a picture of theirs.
Playing
I don't know if it's the same identical one, but yeah, it's similar.
Close to that like tube, yeah, like the tube up top, and then just the little danglers.
playing a riveting game of tennis.
Yeah, super tennis.
So this was the next one.
Tennis. Where's Super 10-yard fight, guys?
I don't know. The picture that he showed us of two guys playing football in the old arcade.
So this pic, I still want to do some research myself. See, you can't see it. I think it's very dark, but this is a huge crowd in the back. This is like probably Nintendo World Championships level, and they're fighting for a grand prize at £10,000.
Wow.
And you can see prototypes inside the consoles in the Super Nintendo. So this might have been one of the Super Nintendo competition prototypes.
That's a really strange photo. It has like a CD, like a Mega CD 32, and
yeah,
is that a Mega Drive? It's got all sorts of weird systems up there.
There's Aladdin up front, and
that's really cool.
They've got numbers on the different consoles, so I think it says A1. Oh no, B. So B1, B2, B3. So it seems they have to play on some Super Nintendo game. Maybe it's an NTSA game, and they couldn't fit the cartridge in, and so then they just took the PCB.
What is that? A controller in front of the?
But I see EPROMs. I see an open. So it must be prototypes or a special competition.
They're all drawn into this system here as a switcher. You probably have to switch between the different systems, the competition.
Well, here,
different games, and then you have a set amount of time. I mean,
I've got a bunch of press photos from competitions, and the audiences are very small, but this is huge. I mean, if I would have to guess, it looks like a very, very big audience, very big event.
What a cool photo.
Stressed out, yeah.
That's epic.
This one's cool too. It's a lot of handwritten stuff on the back. Business Design Center in Islington. Wait, to host some trade event. And it's got the Super Nintendo. Radical gameplay. I don't know what
four screen.
No, this is Super Famicom, right? Looks like a Super Famicom box.
Yeah.
It's a Mario Kart.
But it's a Super Nintendo.
Super FX.
Yeah.
Is that what they're playing?
And read what it says on the. Let me look real quick. Oh, it's Ubi. It's not Ubisoft. Oh, it is. I think Ubisoft Limited. It says on the controller.
Interesting.
Then here we've got Lawnmower Man. Right? I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That game is horrible.
Oh man, that was the movie.
Be nice to Lawnmower Man.
This is a game store.
Come on out.
Yeah, it's a cool photo. I love old game store photos.
This one's nice too. This one has got some really interesting kiosks of the Sega CD combo, it looks like.
Oh, nice.
Just like a.
This next one I actually really like. It's got a picture from 1995 when any kind of gaming machine apparently was outlawed, I think, in the Philippines. And so they made a public demonstration and they burned it all.
Oh,
Oh.
what the heck?
So that's kind of cool, I guess.
Burning
Yeah.
books or arcade machines.
Yeah.
Arcade machines and stuff.
What?
At least gambling machines. I don't know if necessarily
If it was just,
it was other game stuff
What
too.
year is that, Peter?
1995.
And they outlaw gambling in the Philippines. Is that it?
Yeah. They outlawed video machines.
Hmm.
Video games as well. It says here. The new mayor has initiated a drive against video games and patrons begged on placing. Oh, instead of playing the video games for fun, they were betting on the video games. That's why the video games are burned. So it's against gambling, but it's actually burning video games because they were betting with video games.
I mean, can't say I haven't done that.
Like, we're just gonna burn all these.
Yeah.
It's outlawed. This is how it's gonna stop.
Yeah, this will fix the problem.
Yeah, that'll fix it.
Oh man, God, yep. Good old.
That one brings me back.
Oh gee.
This is from 1995. This next one, it's from Mario teaches, I guess, typing or something, or math. I don't know. What is that?
How well did they do? 96%, not bad.
I'm impressed you guys are still doing this. Come back down here and fully expect this to be done, and you guys are still going.
We had some riveting.
Well, we did agree it would be the longest podcast episode, right?
Yeah.
I left. I thought I was done. I come back, and you're still going. It's amazing.
Yep.
Oh, with the press photo.
Oh,
Jackie and Kira.
Akira. It's Virtua Fighter.
Yeah.
And
That was a cool game. I remember the first time I played Virtua Fighter in the arcade. It was like,
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah.
it was like ring out. I'm like, wait, I didn't get. I'm still alive.
Yeah.
I didn't lose. What is this?
I was excited for the Dreamcast release. That was what was it? Virtua Fighter 3D, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still looking for that guide if anybody has it.
Yeah. The guide
Yeah,
to
there's
Virtua
a
Fighter 3D.
Virtua Fighter there's like a Kanzen guide. So Kanzen was like a publisher out of Japan, and they made all of these Japanese guides, and they made two actual English guides, and one's for like Sega Saturn games, and the other one's for Virtua Fighter.
It's actually a little fun story. When the Dreamcast came out, that was I loved the Dreamcast, and online there was this guy trying to start a website and he wanted to attract I guess users, and he was obviously somebody with an income, and he had some disposable income to spend on this as well, to get people to create articles and create guides online, like GameFAQ style.
Okay.
And so I actually did it. I don't remember for which games, but I did it for some of the games because he would run contests, and I was always one of only very few contestants. And then he would give away prizes of Dreamcast games, the ASCII, I think it was the ASCII or the Aztec or H-Tech.
ASCII.
Yeah, the really big arcade stick, the proper license.
Oh yeah, yep.
So I got all this stuff just shipped to me by him, you know.
Nice.
For writing some of these guides. I don't know. I guess the site's long gone, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
The Ultra 64. I think I have this press photo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't have any 64 stuff.
So what's the Ultra 64?
That's what the Nintendo 64 was going to be called.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
okay.
the prelim
Got
name.
the mock-up game, the mock-up system with the Ultra. Oh, sorry, with the Ultra there. And then
They
you
should
got
have
the
stuck with that branding.
where they used it.
Yeah,
Ultra 64 was the shit.
Available.
so much better.
Oh yeah, new American console. And then more Sega.
Always nice. Now there's the Mega Drive Sonic. Nice.
Mega Drive console.
couple more of these guys.
No,
Yeah, that's
good.
that is.
Oh, look at that. Okay. That base.
Doesn't that thing just look like a pain in the ass to move?
Yeah.
And store and everything else.
I'd do great in my basement, Matt.
It would.
It would
You
do
don't got
wonderful.
a lot of room.
You need two of them though.
I do.
This next one, I was like, should I really be buying this as a man? You know, like, because it's a picture of random kids, but it's video game related, and it's a press photo.
I'd be buying this.
Really?
It's kids dressed as video game characters. So you've got Luigi, Mario, Princess. You've got Sonic in the back.
Sonic in the back, yeah.
I don't know who that is, and you've got a Sonic poster on there too. This is not a family picture. I mean, this is fired from with the article on it and stuff from the news.
From the FBI files.
However you need to justify it. That's fine.
No, that's fantastic.
I would totally wear that Sonic hat. That's a great hat.
Yeah, I would too.
That's
a cool photo.
I'd take it to a rave.
Look at those nerdy kids.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying. It's some princess in the back.
Okay, this is hilarious. This is also kind of funny. So this is the Sega CD version of Jurassic Park, but on the article in the back, I can actually show you. It's from the Daily Telegraph, 1994. Let's see if we can read. Well, I'll leave it here. If you can't read it, let me know. I can zoom in maybe a little.
It's pretty.
Wait. Is it legible, or should I read it out loud?
Yeah, just read it.
The CD game. Yeah,
Okay.
just read it to us.
Near miss. This CD game from Sega due out next month features Jurassic Park dinosaurs, right? So we think, okay, well, it's the movie, you know, it's all fake and stuff. But then it says, otherwise, spokespersons for Sega and Nintendo told the Telegraph they can think of no video games that have any science educational content, which apparently this game does.
Oh.
It's an educational game because it's got
like,
dinosaurs.
that is a Velociraptor.
Yeah. Whatever they have to do to sell a game, I guess. All right.
Yeah, you're in the middle, and there's one in front of you, but the other one's about to come kill you from behind, just like the movie.
Hey, Andrew, you were talking.
How you read the radar?
Oh, sorry.
It's a radar.
Yeah, it's the radar.
You were talking about Mad Dog McCree before.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Mad Dog McCree.
Nice.
American Laser Games, man. What a company.
So, did you ever? Peter had showed a photo of like the holographic version of some of the games that were released. Did you ever play any of those, Josh?
I played one of the arcade ones. I know what you're talking about. It was like this tabletop thing, and it had the hologram in the middle. Yeah. What was that name?
I played Mad Dog McCree that way.
I didn't play it that way. I played this other random thing.
Yeah, you'll have to watch it back, and
Yeah.
the name's on the photo. I forget it already though.
We had it in the arcade in Springfield. It was at Tilt, and it was, Tilt was such a ripoff. You'd put $1 in, and you'd get 3 tokens, and every game was 4. So.
Hey man.
They knew it.
More smart, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to put $2 in to play this game. If you want to play it twice, you have to put 3. So.
Oh man, what is?
Raises a little bit, make it a bit more accessible.
I don't know what game this is.
Who wants to guess? I'm going to take a while. Josh
Doom?
might.
No,
Doom.
not Doom.
Quake.
It mentions Doom on the back in the article.
Quake or like Duke Nukem or something.
No,
this predates those.
Yeah.
Dungeon Master from the
Dungeon
80s.
Master, yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
They actually in the article on the back, interestingly, they call it a fantasy role-playing game, and they shorten it to FRPs. So I guess they were not RPGs at the time; they were FRPs.
FRPs. First-person fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But they liken it to Doom. They say this was the Doom of the 80s. Literally.
Yeah, it's more like Shadowgate, actually.
Yeah, it's more of that.
Yeah, like exactly like those games from Chemical Cyclone.
Yeah, the Doom of the 80s.
This was Sega.
No, that would be the Doom of the 80s would be Colony.
Colony. I don't know it.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, these are more or less the same. They're just Forza racing. Oh, but here's
Whenever I see photos of people playing race
I like
car
this
games,
one.
I think of the movie Encino Man.
No wheezing the juice.
This one's
Radmobile.
cool. Can you guess the games on the screen?
No,
No, I can't hardly
can't
see
see it
him.
very well. What systems are we looking at here?
Let me look real quick. Oh no, okay. Can you see? Is it now better quality?
No, it's just really hard to see.
Okay, so this is the famous. I think. This one is the second level. I think right from Battletoads. Yeah, when you go down,
Okay.
when you go down.
Yep. I can see that.
So that's NES. Other than that, I don't
The
know.
Alice of Wonderland games.
This must be the stand for rare.
Skull Jagger on the bottom. Is that?
It says Renegade, I think. It says Renegade on it. Let me look. They've got an advanced graph. Yeah, they've got Battletoads Flyers on the left. They've got
Yeah.
Robin Hood. This is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, right here. So that must be NES. So
Dude, nice.
who did Robin Hood in the UK? Who released that? Because this is from the UK. This picture.
Was it? I mean, what? Because was it High Tech that did it here?
Sony. It was
Mindscape.
Virgin.
There's Mindscape up here. You see
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah, that would make
I'm
sense.
not sure why I don't know why they've got Battletoads there because they didn't.
No, yeah, because that was Trade West took on the original Battletoads from Rare.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool though. That's an old
Oh,
Mindscape.
Bubsy. I love Bubsy.
yeah, another Bubsy.
Bubsy 2 is such a strange game.
I never played the second.
Bubsy 2 is like all these mini games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's like James Pond, kind of. Look at that. Look at that.
See what it says.
Oh man, Raiden getting his ass handed to him.
Not yet, dude. He's going to jump back.
He's coming. Yeah.
Leg sweep.
Andrew, looks like I got this picture twice. This looks like the same one we had.
Oh,
earlier.
nice. Yep, that's it. Yep.
And this one, I think it's a big swing. Oh, an Actua golf game in progress from 1986. I think I googled it. I think this was like one of those motion sensor games that you could buy.
Oh, well, they had that accessory for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
The TV golf or Sega.
Worked on one of the PGA Tour games.
They actually have it for the NES too. Golf.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't there
I have it.
some guy reached out to me that had one. Yeah. Do you have that accessory, Peter, or no?
Yes. So I
Yes.
think there's been two found in the US. Two that I know of. One in the UK, and they're actually different.
Yeah.
I've got the
Oh.
US one, the one that yeah. It's really cool. It's a really cool unit with an LCD screen in it and everything. I mean, maybe in another episode I'll dig that one out and I'll show it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Yeah, somebody reached out to me about it, but
Oh, this is also the same from Actua Golf. Yeah, somebody reached out to you about it?
yeah, someone had come to me with that accessory. I remember with the NES one, just talking about it, and I can't remember if it was in the NA days or if it was more recently. Who was it?
For
I might
information or?
No, he had one. He had like a sealed, because it was like the TV golf, wasn't it?
No, that is for Super Nintendo, I think, right?
Mhm.
The Swing
What
Tech
was the-
one. The NES one is Swing Tech.
Swing Tech.
Or the Mia 2000.
Okay, maybe I'm confusing it.
Yeah, the NES one is extremely rare. So there's almost no information on it. The first one surfaced in 2012, and I bought that one. And then there was a second one in the UK that surfaced. I just know I've seen a picture of a third one. That that came up. But
And it's by, you said by Mia Tech?
yeah, by me, I think they're a Japanese company. But it's Swing Tech is based in the US.
Oh, okay.
I think Mia
If I dig it up somewhere, I'll let you know.
sounds good. Yeah, any info on that, I would love.
Sure, yeah.
Because there's so little out there. Okay, I think that was it for the ones I've here. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, man. Yeah.
That was
Like the tag.
that's a lot of photos.
Yeah.
I walked away for a half an hour or so.
Dude,
You guys were still going through
you
them.
missed some amazing things.
You
Donkey
getting ready to
Kong
play
was-
some Halo there, Andrew?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, every time I do these things, my AirPods just die out on me towards the second hour, so
That's
it makes sense.
We're pushing towards the third hour here.
Wow.
I guess it is 1:30 my time.
We're going to have to do a 24-hour one here pretty soon.
I'm gonna
Do it
raise,
for charity.
I was gonna say, yeah, what's the charity?
Have a fake phone. Hey, they're calling in.
Yeah, feed Josh's kids.
Hey, Josh, I have something I wanted to show you as well, but I don't have it handy, unfortunately. But I had to think about it after our last the last episode that I was on. That we were talking about all these Acclaim boxes and LGN boxes, and I remembered that when I had gotten these boxes from the guy who got them from the CS show.
Dane? Yeah.
I also got some of the actual displays that were from the Acclaim LGN. So from Simpsons, I think from Beetlejuice, a couple of different ones from the Simpsons,
Oh,
and they are.
Shit.
So, but I grabbed those. Maybe I can grab them now, but I think we've got a long enough show.
No, that's another thing. Let's do an
Yeah.
Acclaim LJN show.
all
Because
right.
I don't like their games.
So you'll
I
just
just-
walk away again. Oh, my daughter's calling me. I need to get.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the collecting aspect of it. I think most of their games are really bad. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a couple press things I could show there too.
but you got to give some of them slack. Like you think about them, like Bart versus Space Mutants it's a David Crane game. It's not a Acclaim game. So
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean Acclaim published it, but David Crane's the programmer on that shit.
I'm just noticing how many like Madden 94s you got in your background there, buddy.
How many?
I see at least 4.
Where over here?
No, to the right. Right there.
Those are NHL.
Oh,
NHL 94.
94s? Not bad.
Yeah.
Do you play hockey?
I only hoard good games. So
You have a lot of Superstar Soccer games, right? For the N64, I saw on the right just now.
Yeah, we picked apart your whole back wall while you're gone.
really? I can just tell you. This is my sports wall.
This is, I mean, well, because you're gonna have 2 chambers, right? Is that you're gonna have 2
Yeah,
rooms?
this is chamber 1.
Nice.
I can't even walk in here now. Like it's bad. But yeah, the chamber 2 will be very well organized.
Nice.
But this keeps me on task when I need to upgrade condition, when I need a reference what I don't have from the Madden games. I have to put them all out there because you're like, oh, I got that, and you look at them, and you're like, no, I don't, or or you're like, yeah, I have that PlayStation 2 version of it, but no, you have the Xbox version, and then you have the GameCube version, but you don't have the PlayStation 2, or vice versa. So
Do you keep like an archive of pictures and stuff of what you have?
no, I'm not that organized. So.
Yeah, you gotta get more like Peter, man. He'll send me pictures from like 4 years ago. Here it is.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you.
I have this rule that I for myself, just for my sanity, because once the collection gets so big that you lose sight of these things, it's good to have some way to, some form of organization. And for me, it's taking pictures and having that in a nicely, nicely maybe.
That's what I should do, Peter. But then I get into my totes and I start opening shit. And I'm like, oh, I forgot I had this.
Yeah.
That's like a 4-year process for him at this point.
It's longer than that.
I haven't caught up. Full disclosure, I've not taken pictures of any games. This is what I left for last, and it takes way too much time. All the
I
sides, all
don't
the
blame you.
pictures.
Yeah.
So
Hey, which AVE variants do you need there, Peter? I see your AVE games behind you.
I think I have all, except I might be missing one. Full square versus a cut corner.
Yeah, which one?
I found it's a good question. I have I need a box there for one of the crazy creatures, but I do have both. I think it's mermaid. I need mermaid. That was one of them. I think I need the cut corner version.
A corner mermaids, yeah. All right, so you don't need a solitaire.
No, solitaire. I should have. I got both.
And a blackjack.
I've got both as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a cut corner blackjack.
You have it in your hand.
Yeah. Can you show those differences?
Nice.
Oh,
I mean, those are great. And for the watchers, maybe to elaborate a little bit, we used to track a little bit the the rarity of the full square versions versus the cut corners.
Yeah, nobody got on that train. I couldn't believe it. I love them to death, man.
Me too. Yeah, I just kind of did it in the background. I mean,
the colors were so much easier than tracking cut corners. So.
Yeah. I asked Eric actually recently because I had an opportunity to get a really nice another mint Wally Bear, and I thought to myself,
put Josh up there. Okay.
Yeah. Those are great. That's a full square for those that are watching because you don't have the cut side on the top left.
Hold on. Matt, will you put Josh up main screen?
Yep. 1 second.
There we go. All right. Describe it again. That's a cut corner.
No, that's a full square version. So
it's got squares on every corner, right?
Of the case itself.
Oh, okay.
I see cut corners, just like a NES. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You see how this one's got? So here's the best way to look at it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You can tell.
And so the cut corner, the square cards came later, I believe, because there are some but they're much harder to find. For almost every game, the full square version, not for everyone, but I think
I feel like solitaire is like the one you see square often.
More. Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen a cut corner solitaire.
I mean, if you even see solitaire to begin with. So
yeah, solitaire is difficult.
Same with blackjack. These are hard games to find.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, the game I'm never going to own is Rad Racket Tennis. I'm just never going to own that game.
No?
It was when I had my original set back in the 2000s. That was one of the last 7 games I needed was Rad Racket Deluxe Tennis.
I got lucky with I thought it was it's not here, but it's no, that was my last one. That one and Ultimate League Soccer, like a good condition Ultimate League Soccer.
I think Rad Racket's one of the rarest Nintendo games, dude.
To show the viewers what it looks like.
Yeah.
Was this the one that Eric? Yeah, I think Eric had posted this one, didn't he?
He posted a sealed one recently.
Yeah.
That is
the eyes on her just freak me out.
Hey, move over stadium events. There's far less Rad Racket Deluxe sealeds. There are, man. I don't think there's
guaranteed. Yeah.
There's probably more stadium events CIBs than CIB Rad Racket Deluxe.
I would probably agree with that
I hope
statement.
people hate me for saying that, but
hey, Rad Racket, I think you only have a cut corner, right? I don't think this one exists in the 4 square.
Yeah, it's the hardest to find AVE game.
Yeah,
that's so crazy. I've never seen one in person, so that's got to mean something for someone that doesn't play games.
No, it actually doesn't. I don't know. The AVE stuff I feel is really underpriced. I mean, people kind of hop on Color Dreams because it's kind of cool and different colors and dreamy, but
I think
AVE is
I found a
ugly
new
black unlicensed cards. So
I think in the last episode, Josh, I mentioned finding a new variant for an AVE game. So I guess I might as well reveal it.
Yeah, do it.
This one,
Make Josh mad.
It is such a it is such a minor variant that I can imagine that why it went under the radar for so long. So we've got a no wait, this isn't it. Sorry.
that's that other variant.
That's the other variant that
Yeah.
he just found.
Okay, so these are Can you spot the difference?
Oh, the big gold sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red lettering on
The lettering, yeah. I was gonna say the lettering
font is
and the
And the blue.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this one's all black, and this one has got blue and red. And I believe all my other ones, they have the blue, and so those are just because these are the four square and cut corner.
the puzzle.
But
So
yeah, so this one I think is probably quite rare. I don't know. I didn't do a full look, but I looked a bit at the time what was available on eBay, and I didn't see this version come up. So
with the black text, yeah.
That's fantastic.
yeah, I mean
Like that in 2021 is what makes me excited.
there you go. Me too.
AV variant.
Yeah.
So
Another variant.
one that's sitting there yelling at you in the face, but you'll never know unless you hold 7 of them together.
Well, if we're talking about A variants, I guess we can go one step further too. Speaking of the sticker, this is a factory sealed copy. I think this sticker is over the seal, but I have factory sealed AVE games that have the full horizontal sticker, and that's under the seal. And so if that's for me, that's usually where the variation where it counts as the criteria whether it counts as a variant or not is whether it is under a factory seal or not. Because if it's over a factory seal, then it becomes questionable. Is it an aftermarket distributor that put something on it or not? But
I think that's a good way to look at it. When you're saying the sticker under the seal on the AVE game, are you talking about the 100% compatible sticker?
Yeah, that one.
And maybe because I have no idea. 100% compatible sticker means a cut corner cart or a square corner cart?
This I don't know.
Okay.
I never opened one. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't
Open it up.
Games are meant to be played.
Not by me.
For the variant collectors.
Is that sealed?
Sorry?
No. You have all your trolls?
No, I got 2.
Some variant collector you are. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I got one you need.
Yeah, purple.
I got the orange hair one. Chilling here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are. I still need to go after them at some point. It's not easy anymore.
There's one without troll on the front too.
I have that too.
Do you have that? Okay.
Yeah, I should. But
the no holes. Yeah.
Yes. What do I have? Yeah.
Oh yes, the troll with no holes.
Trolls no holes. It's like a Smurf.
I always assumed for that one, by the way, Josh, that the trolls came with the cut corner and the no trolls came with the 4 square. But I don't know if that's consistent.
It's probably true, I would imagine.
It makes sense, yeah, with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Gotta hate it. Unlicensed is fun. I hate it. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually maybe one thing I mentioned. It's something I'm still looking for myself. I didn't bite the bullet once, and I regret it ever since. These here, this message.
Yeah, let me zoom in on you here. I think the glare might.
Let me take it out of the.
It's okay.
Okay, I can read it.
The sticker? Yeah.
This one says here, this game of play on all Nintendo systems purchased before October 1990 some units purchased after this time may display some incompatibilities. If you have any problem, please call for a free upgrade kit. And that kit,
Oh.
I've seen it actually exists. So some people did make that phone call and they get this sent to them. And it's an upgrade kit for your console from Ave, which
Wow.
now that I've said it, people will be looking for it. Maybe more of them with Surface would be great. I've only seen one in about 15 years. So
was it like you had to open up your system and disable the lockout chip sort of kit?
Yeah. It's got like a capacitor or something. It's got some electrical stuff that you have to, I guess, solder into your console.
Wow.
The game doesn't work, so let's fuck up your console.
Here you go, kid. Have at it.
It was not an easy. It's not an easy kit. Yeah.
Damn.
It might have actually been a chip. It might have been a chip that you have to put. I'd have to look at pictures. But
Yeah.
it exists.
I have to learn surface mount technology.
I know, yeah. I was like, could you take that to like a repair center and would they?
Like, my AVE game doesn't work here.
My kids, man. Yeah.
You talk about stickers. Totally kind of related, but stickers on the outside of games.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have noticed in one instance that I can think of off the top of my head where it does denote which variant is inside the game. And it's Roger Clemens World Series Baseball, or Roger Clemens Baseball for Acclaim. There's the 2 cart label variants. Do you know about those ones? There's a white one, and a black cart label. The one that has if you have a factory sealed copy, there's a Roger Clemens sticker on one of them, and then one that doesn't have it. And the one that has it includes the white cartridge. And the one without the sticker on the front includes the black cartridge.
So you've opened a few copies and
they're consistent.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, it's when you could sacrifice $30 Roger Clemens baseball games.
Yeah. That reminds me of
back in 2010.
that one did not have a different. That was only a different card, right? No different manual.
Yeah, the cartridge is the only thing different.
But it did have. There's 2 different mock-up boxes. Is that right? At least one, right?
One mock-up box. Well, Super Nintendo, there's a different mock-up box. But the cartridge, the variant, is identifiable by a sticker on the front of the box.
Yeah.
On the outside of the plastic.
Yeah. Another one that has that as well. Outside. Is it outside the plastic? No, it's not outside. You're right. Never mind. I was thinking Micro Genius color games.
Yeah, that's what came to my mind too, is the Micro Genius cards.
Yeah.
Those used to be the rage. Those kind of seem to fall to the wayside. A lot of the cool stuff has fallen to the wayside. So.
I think I have 3. I have 4 sealed Micro Genius games. I have other just Micro Genius games, but I've sold some in the past. I wish I wouldn't have. I had a Pest Terminator Micro Genius, and I'm like, that's one you just don't see.
No, it's not. It's
Here's one.
No. No, I wanted to show something different actually. So we've spoken. This is something that actually it's still not really known out there. I've mentioned it a long time ago in Nintendo Age, but it never picked up. We have these European stickers, right, on them, on some versions. Most people, they call them European stickers because they think there's just one type of sticker. But there's actually different ones for different regions in Europe. And the French ones are the more common ones. Those are the ones that you commonly see, and that's what many people think they're French stickers. But you've got German stickers, which are incredibly hard to find. And then you've got the holy grails of all.
The Italian.
Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's actually this. I think it predates the Micro Genius. So these are blue cards on the inside. They're not black.
Yeah. Did you know I have all the language translation manual documents for that stuff?
Yeah, you do? Oh, that's awesome.
I have the production numbers of how many they sent to each region.
Oh, yeah, you shared it, I think, last time, right? Towards the end. And, I mean,
Italy got none, so.
I've seen, I think, in all my years, and I've been hunting Color Dreams like avidly, I've only seen maybe 3 of them. I think it was 2 Purse Terminators, and I got a King Neptune that has it. And maybe I'd have to look, maybe one more, but incredibly rare variant.
Yeah, I'm
something that
jealous, man.
Eric would be interested in because
Yeah. So, talk to me about Microgenius stickers on Sachin games. Why?
so
Why is there this hell that I have to go down?
it's yeah.
I've seen a millionaire with a Microgenius sticker on it, and I want to just destroy everybody.
So
It
they
makes
actually
me
came
so mad.
They came sealed like the Microgenius Color Dreams games. I can show. I have some. One moment. Let's see.
I'm just gonna
So
leave it
mad.
on. I'm just gonna leave it on him the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm so mad about this.
Was it one that I saw?
No,
Josh?
I saw this.
Okay.
I saw these years ago, and I didn't
Oh.
buy them because I thought Sachin was dumb. And I still think it's dumb, but now I buy it.
Weird how that works.
So I've got a few with Microgenius. Let me see.
Oh, you got a locksmith with Microgenius sticker?
Yeah, I've got
Fuck.
Galactic Crusader,
Whoa.
Locksmith,
Oh, God.
and Super Tang.
See,
There's
that stuff just gives me a headache. Oh, my God. I have to find them now.
That looks like some of the stuff I try to find. It's just not gonna happen, man.
I might have a double, Josh, but I'll have to check because I got some new Sachen games in. Let me check real quick.
I feel your
It's almost 1
temperature
o'clock.
rising.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Somebody show him a mock-up box before we leave.
Queen Eagle. I don't even have that one. Yeah. Hey, Peter,
Yeah.
does it piss you off when they're missing the little hole on the back of those?
Sorry?
Does it upset you when you have one of those and it's missing the hole out of the hang tab on the back of the Sachin box?
Yeah.
It makes me so mad because I'm never going to find it.
This guy.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
never going to find that little piece that went in there.
Yeah.
You
Just
gotta
like I think the
buy
Aladdin
another
deck
copy.
game. Oh, God.
That's what I'm
Oh, it's
missing.
just pure hell.
Yeah.
That was Galactic Crusader, was that?
Yes, Galactic Crusader. Yeah.
Is that related to the other one?
Yes, the same game.
Oh.
Yeah, Color Dreams licensed it from
Oh.
Joy Van, right?
Yeah.
And they were Taiwanese.
That's cool.
company.
Okay.
They did a bunch. Challenge of the
Challenge
Dragon.
of the Dragon.
Yeah, they call it Colorful Dragon, right?
Colorful Dragon. Sidewinder, isn't that one they did too?
Yeah. Yep. So no.
No, Color Dreams didn't, but it's a
Yeah, it's an HES game.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was a Sachin game originally. wasn't
Yes. Yeah. Also, Little Red Riding
it?
Hood.
Little Red Hood.
Silent Assault is another Sachen game.
Yep.
Metal Fighter is another one as well. So quite a few coloring games come from Sachen.
Yeah, they're just like, let's take these Taiwanese
Nobody knows
games
about
and-
these things. Yeah.
And then they're like, let's try to make our own, and they make Raid 2020, and they're like, wow, we're not very good at this. It's a bad game.
I still want to get the that 15-in-1 Wisdom Tree or Color Dreams controller that has 15 games.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one?
That's cool. That's a neat product.
Yeah. It was readily available at the time, and I was like, well, I'll pick it up eventually, and then boom, puff, it's gone. Now you can't find them anymore. So
Stuff like
know.
that, Peter, when it comes readily available and it's like some clone shit, I'm like, that's the stupidest thing in the world. And then when it's gone,
Yeah.
I'm like, I should have got one.
yeah, same.
Oh,
same.
how many times I've done that too. It's fine. I'll save it for later. And here we are,
Yeah.
20 years later.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys, it is late. It's late
Yeah.
where you are. Yeah.
We've
It's early. You should go take a nap.
I'm starting to wake up.
We've
I know,
officially
it's
hit
just getting going.
the longest mark by a bit. Just saying.
That was the goal. That was the goal.
You
did
hit
it.
it. My butt hurts, but we did it.
That's what she said.
Oh no, I missed it. I only used that twice today. It's fine.
I use,
Is there a
I use
limit?
it all the time.
Are we not supposed to
No.
go over?
I don't know.
I
In
know there's a.
podcast time.
We had good conversation. I mean, I'm probably good for another little bit, but not too much longer.
I'm good for no more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm yawning and passing out myself.
Right. This has been a fun podcast.
And I had all these art books and stuff, and I was like,
Is it
nope,
ready? Yeah.
nope, no, not going into those.
Quick bathroom break, and then maybe we can do some new arrivals from Josh and Matt. If you guys have some.
Yeah.
Did you grab anything, Josh? You
I
bought
haven't opened this box I got 4 days ago.
Just wait.
4
is that
days
my-
ago. From
I mean, have you heard of Peter's stories? Like opening boxes from like 2 years ago. It's so much.
what?
Not as good as Eric. No, wait, no, not Eric. Bunny Boy sends me this photo. He's like, I have this box of manuals over here I bought from Eric in a Nintendo Age auction,
Oh no.
like 2011. He goes, I haven't gone through them. Do you want them? I'm like,
Yes. Yeah. I'll never forget, I remember he's like, eBay's bugging me to sell stuff, so he put like a black box manual lot, fuck, 300 manuals in one lot. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That was funny. I was searching my like email archives for trying to find that golf controller, and I'm just seeing like old listings, like a Section Z with map for 130 that I missed. Just some
I got a
weird
Section Z
stuff.
map. How come that thing's not worth anything?
It's wow.
Oh wait.
Oh wait a
Somebody made
minute.
Fake
My
ones.
my cousin. No.
Yeah.
Your cousin.
No.
We'll open this box here if we're gonna look at some stuff. But I'm real tired.
Yeah, I can.
Hopefully, Peter can pee fast.
Peter
He's
Pete.
drinking some of that magic juice.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping he's peeing.
What do we have?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Oh, we're playing that.
I'm your buddy, Andrew. Your Colorado friend.
Oh, nice. Good.
All right, what'd everybody get? Does everybody have a little something?
That is how you pack
could.
something. You
He's a good packer.
double box it.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Did a
I
what
don't know.
box?
Peter, I'm going to share something that I took from you,
Sure.
if you're cool with that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You know what it is.
You took from
Yeah,
him?
I think I know exactly what it is.
Was Peter looking for it?
We have these like casual things that I'm like, maybe I do want this now that Peter bought it and it's at my house. But he's so kind. He gives up some cool stuff. I don't know if I want to share the folder it's in though, because I know that they're. Okay, sorry, I talk too much. What's in the box, Josh?
You don't want to share the folder? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Should I share the folder? I don't know.
Let's do it.
So this
you
was
mean-
you know what I'm talking. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
saw a picture of the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
I'll keep the folder out. How's that? You still got to find the folder, so. So it goes hand in hand with some of the stuff that Peter showed earlier, but some old Bandai promotional press stuff. I don't know if I should show it on. Do you want to do my second camera, Matt?
Up to you. I'll zoom in on whichever one you want.
Do the red alert one.
All right.
So this was Peter always finds cool stuff, so I'm thankful that he is always willing to give up.
Well, I'm extremely thankful for you helping out. Andrew.
So it's a press set from Bandai from the early 90s. I won't say exactly what year, but you could probably figure it out if you
92, 91.
saw a lot of cool flyers from their games there. I think you should take this one though, Peter. This is more up your alley.
Yeah, the NES one, just surfing.
Yeah. And that's the Game Boy one. I like that a lot.
Those are sweet.
Yeah, they're straight up full gloss paper. And there's that
Best
Facebook
that.
group, the prototypes group that I had posted this one in, the Ultimate Journey. Such a great flyer.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I want one of those.
And Andrew, we lucked out with 2 of those, huh?
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn.
You got 2. You get one, and you get one.
Yeah, Pieter just found some bombs on eBay the other day.
Oh, what is this?
Look at this. Yeah.
Wow.
What is this game?
It's for, well, it's just like Wrestling Superstars is the name of the game. Right? I mean, it looks like it.
I don't think this.
But
came
I'm not familiar with the Jesse Ventura, the main showcase for him. So I don't know if this ever came out.
That's insane.
And then this was the last one in there.
Right. That's a cool game.
So I think everything, and then they had some actually more like related to the toy side too.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all fold outs. So
Very cool.
definitely a cool. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I just see this and I think of like Marbreads. Right? And look at the.
Reminds me. Yeah.
So that I'd say is like my new favorite thing. So thank you, Pieter, for being
Pleasure.
kind.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, you've got all those too, and then I'll throw in the Toxic Crusaders though. You
Thanks.
should have that one.
Pretty sweet.
What'd you get, Matt?
I'm waiting to see what's in your box.
Oh, okay. Really excited.
All right, let me zoom in. All right, there you go.
Cal Ripken Jr. Baseball.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, they look nice.
I don't have this, so I was pretty happy. Here's a nice upgrade on a Bulls versus Blazers, my all-time favorite video game.
Nice.
EA SN variant. So
let's open it and see what's inside.
yeah, I paid a lot for this.
I hear it's the black cartridge. I've only
Josh,
heard rumors.
What's the EASN variant? Is it a sticker placed on top or?
No, so. Oh man.
Oh, I like the NBA Jam in the background.
Yeah.
The
so
Tiger.
right
I know
here,
it's got some good.
Right there, it says EASN. During the era of this game, Madden 93, and a couple others I can't think off the top of my head because it's 1 in the morning. They changed it to EA Sports instead of EA Sports Network on the variant.
Oh, you know what, Josh, you need to buy these from me because nobody wants them. So you're the guy. Yeah, exactly.
So they're pretty hard to find sealed. They're essentially the first release of them. So
Nice.
picked up a really, really rare game, Cannondale Cup.
What in the world? I've never even seen that.
American Softworks. They're the company that brought you classics like Chavez and Chavez 2. Very rare. This game is super hard to get. It works with the exertainment system thing, the life fitness cycle.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So probably didn't sell very well.
It was marketed to be used with that system, or just happens to be compatible?
I think it's just compatible. I think you can play it without it. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. See, every time you pull that Bulls and Blazers, I always think of this newsletter from EA. That's what you need in your life, Josh.
I do. God, I like these.
There's 3 in the set, and unfortunately I sold my first issue.
The Bill Walsh is the first one, right?
No, the Jordan is the first one.
Yeah.
Bill Walsh is the second.
Yeah.
These came with early, was it EGM? They came in the bag?
I believe, yes. I did find one in an early EGM magazine.
There's the Michael Jordan one I've seen in the bag once.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
because we saw a sealed copy of that. I do remember that. Yeah. So I've got the two. Those are extras if you want them.
I do. Yeah, I want it.
What else you got, Josh?
Bill Lambier's
nice.
Combat Basketball.
Oh man.
It's an early Hudson game for Super Nintendo, so
Looks like it's in.
not the easiest one to find sealed. The dude who's selling this stuff, Andrew, you know him, you say, but I don't.
Mhm.
Maybe I've dealt with him in the past, but this stuff is pretty nice. The Brett Hole went cheap. It's got a big old crunch down here, but it's nice. Accolade is cool shit to collect. And then just this International Tennis Tour. It also went inexpensive, but it's got a nice Software Etc. sticker on it.
Yeah.
$9.99.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got pretty incredible collection. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to take a few out of it. So, I missed a couple he had that night. I was just really pissed, and so I didn't go guns blazing on everything. But that's what I got.
Nice game.
Yeah, it's a good box.
Yeah. Sports games.
What's the Wada game at the bottom there? The 9.4.
That?
Oh, nice. One of my favorite games on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, great game.
Wow, incredible rating. Oh, 9.6 even. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
a beautiful game. Beautiful copy.
You should buy it.
I'm gonna get rid of it. Didn't hit the 9.8 I wanted. So
It's trash.
it's garbage.
Peter. Oh, sorry.
Matt, feel free to.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't. I have like resealed stuff set up here. I don't think I mean, one of the cool things I bought. It's kind of in the background as a Modern Warfare 2. Actually, I can grab it.
I like the big box Gyromite.
I know.
That's always nice.
I'm trying to take that off his hands. Don't tell him.
$grand.
I just need a tray for mine.
Don't tell me what.
What? Oh,
Oh, it's
that
just
big box jar, mate.
yeah, with all the dev signatures.
Oh, cool.
Around the
I didn't
box.
realize that was. Oh, nice.
So that was pretty. Actually, there aren't any.
The thing is big.
Yeah, that thing is big. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Ah.
Yeah. But it basically came from one of the lead artists for Modern Warfare 1, 2, and then he also worked on one of the others as well. And so he gave me all of his art books.
Wow.
Actually, I guess I can zoom in on myself.
Yeah, take yourself.
And he actually signed this one, which was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
And then the whole dev team signed another art book.
Wow.
And then they had there's a couple of sealed books here too, but then they had like these cool books that just kind of go over the years of them working, and it shows the team, and then it shows like kind of more personal stuff where they're like hanging out and doing things.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was really fun to flip through and just, I mean, it seems like Infinity Ward really took care of their people because they sent them on all these trips and then took pictures of them all. And then actually, I guess I have one other piece. I could show it on here. Josh, you saw that picture, I think, that I sent you with the award.
Mm-hmm.
Should I show that?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of unique.
Yeah, get it.
I won't have my headset, but
That's all right.
Grab something too.
Just the two of us.
Peter's like, fuck you guys, I'm out.
He's like, I gotta make breakfast. I'm hungry.
I gotta
I'm
make
like-
breakfast here pretty soon. I'm hungry too.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna be up in 4 hours.
What are you doing tomorrow?
big.
I gotta transport a bed. Whoa.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Holy moly.
Peter walked away.
And now
He's like, he's bringing out the guns.
I'm out. That's crazy. That's a nice shirt.
Yeah,
Matt, you're
Back. Let's see it.
No, it's back.
Do I need to show it again?
No,
Yeah,
no,
go
it's
again.
okay. It's okay.
He had a big gun.
It's a 5-year award for working there, and I guess they gave out the
Is it like an antique or is it?
M1 Grand. It's fake, but it
Okay.
has kind of like real working action and stuff, but the barrel itself is fake. And then
That's
he's got a
good.
bunch of awards in there. They kind of fell down, but I was like, because I just asked him when I bought the game, and I said, "Do you have any other stuff?" Josh's classic line, and then
Yeah.
he had that award and stuff. And I was like, "I'll take that, sure."
So the next question is, after you've got the stuff, says, "Who else do you know that has stuff?"
Oh, well, I haven't asked that important question yet.
You need to ask that.
Oh.
Until you get more stuff.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so you
I
get
never asked
more.
it either, but it sounds like a smart follow up.
Yeah, you always got to follow up.
But it's incredible, right? When you ask, "Do you have more?" What people come up with.
Yes, sometimes
definitely.
it's shocking.
It's also amazing when you ask somebody, "Do you have video games?" And they're like, "No." You're like, "Wait, you don't have any old Nintendo games?" They're like, "Oh, I thought you were talking about PlayStation 3."
Peter, what do you got? Do you have anything?
So a couple of small things I thought might be funny. We were talking earlier in this episode about Nintendo and partnering up or doing things like with the Nintendo branded condom that is a little bit out there. Here we have a
Oh, nice.
Mario World thing from
BP.
BP.
which I think nowadays
Buddy.
probably they wouldn't do. So,
British Petroleum.
yeah.
That's right.
Going after that dinosaur fuel there. That dinosaur oil.
And then
Yoshi's family's in that bottle.
That's right. Yeah.
Made with petroleum products. Yeah. You keep going on this, couldn't you? Plastics.
these are
Okay. Sorry.
Is that Nickelodeon or not?
these are
Nintendogs?
Nintendo Mania. These are NES Game Boy era.
Oh,
I forgot what
fanny
you call them.
packs.
Fanny
pack.
packs.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. They actually have
Nice.
the same. They're from Mattel, and they have the same branding or the same style for a big backpack.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can't really see it here, but they have very questionable things on it, like "Give me your joystick, let's have a love explosion" and stuff like this. So, I mean,
So
here
they
it
should have
says,
actually called them dick packs, not fanny packs.
"Doctor, enter into my control" or something like this.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
A little more
These
lenient.
are,
over
these are
there.
European, right? So
Yeah.
You can't put ninjas in anything,
no.
but you can put, "Let me play with your joystick."
Yeah.
And actually, that's an interesting thing, right, Josh? Because Matt, Andrew, you probably know this as well, but a lot of European releases of American NES games that had Ninja in the title, they were renamed. So Ninja
Really?
Gaiden became Shadow Warriors.
Oh, Shadow Warriors.
Teenage
yeah,
Mutant
yeah.
Hero Turtles.
Shadow of the Ninja
Oh,
became
yeah.
exactly. Shadow of the Ninja became Blue Shadow.
I didn't know that, actually.
But, and this is really weird, Joe and Mac became
Caveman
Joe and Mac
ninjas.
Caveman Ninja.
Oh, what?
They did, yeah. I didn't even think of that. And
I
what's
think
up
there
with
might be-
Contra becoming Probotector?
Yeah. So that's
Because-
also because of the shooting and being humans. So they made them robots.
Oh, because nobody's ever killed anybody.
Oh,
Because we don't do
Yeah.
guns and.
Yeah.
that's
This
good.
one's just a
You
little too real. They're killing aliens, you guys. We just can't have it.
Yeah. No, we can't prep
Yeah.
you for the doomsday scenario.
People have laser guns. So-
Yeah.
and guns that shoot, shotguns. Okay, that's normal. Yeah.
But then didn't Bronte when he was getting the Contra art, he was looking for it related to a game that
Oh.
came from Europe. Now, was that just the art that was reused for a different game, or was that game the same as Contra?
Geyser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same as
Yeah.
Is that the same as Contra? The same?
Yeah, it's the same cover for Contra, but they used it for it may have been Amiga release.
But
You know,
but the game itself, the
Ah.
software, is that the same as Contra?
Yeah.
because then it again doesn't make sense. Why there it's okay, but then for the NES they had to use the robots.
It's because people who owned Amigas were more sophisticated than people that owned Nintendos.
Yeah.
You had to actually have some money.
Or older people, or
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, and these I thought might be cool, Josh. I will show them to Andrew in a tour. This is a guide from Brazil on
really
NES,
cool.
NES, Game Boy. I mean, from Brazil. The guy wanted quite a bit, and then he kept lowering the price, and I got really excited. At some point, I was like, okay.
Finally, yeah.
He was lowering the price.
They tend to do that.
Yeah.
That's
And the Mario book that I got in with a funky picture of him.
Way to strong arm him, Peter. You know, you
just wait it out.
just wait him out.
Yeah.
Nothing nobody's looking at.
You honestly have to do that with a lot of sellers. You're like, I just want a Pokemon book. It's like a Game Boy cover variant with the punch out stickers or cards, and it's always listed for like hundreds.
Yeah.
And they wanted like 80 for it, but they had it at auction, and I won it for like $30, $40.
Yeah. When there's a Sears catalog I want, and I don't want to pay a lot. I just save the search, and then I wait for it to be somebody listed for $4.99.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you get them.
It's like my extreme loss that just happened last week. That Millens book.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that Millens book with Map, man, it came up, and I missed it. $30. Yep, that guy got a deal.
Who got it?
Some random guy in Washington or
he posted about it on Facebook.
Yeah. I tried to
track him down.
I tried. He's not selling.
Is he actually a video game collector, or is he somebody who just heard that?
He seems to be a guide collector. A lot of manga stuff and a lot of novels and stuff. But
not fair.
I mean, it's the way of the world. I'll wait another 10 years. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, so if people have half a day to waste, this is the show to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
4 hours.
We were gonna have Dan Kaplan on, but he
ran out of time.
He was busy looking for One-Eyed Willie's other eye.
Wow.
Oh.
Up there and just.
And when is Eric joining on the show?
Yeah.
Hey,
he's almost uninvited at this point.
That's a good question. Why don't we all ask him right now, Eric? When are you joining us on the show?
Yes, Eric, we'd love to have you.
Meaning Eric with
a
K,
five-way.
not a C.
Yeah. I feel bad because I think now I've surpassed Dennis on the show.
Yeah, you're regular. Both of you have, in time, yeah.
I was like, is this?
We're welcoming our new host, Andrew.
I mean, apparently. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to bed. I love you guys.
Yeah, me too.
I'll talk to you later.
Thanks everybody for watching. For all you crazy psychos who have watched it this far, all 2 or 3 of you, I'm guessing we've dropped everybody else at this point. Thank you, Peter and Andrew. Always love having you on. Josh, for coming back again. You're crazy.
Yeah.
I should have just stayed in bed.
Thanks for coming back. I know. I thought for sure you were gone. So.
Yeah, me too.
Leave your thoughts, comments below, likes, hate mail to Josh. You know the system. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.